mango. This is crucial. This is crucial. Roots vibration. Oh, it's the taste of mango. Another very tropical fruits. Hello. Welcome back, Critical Geeks. We're all excited. Everybody take a breath, because we're about to get fucking down. Shout out to Bard Fox. B-A-R-D-F-O-X, Bard Fox. This one is called Double Check Your Pack. It's just good advice. Shout out to Bard Fox for letting us use their music. Royalty free, copyright free, just a bunch of good guys. Handsome too. Handsome fellas over there. Should definitely check them out. Go give them a like and subscribe and all of that. So, today's going to be a little bit different than the usual. Because, as of now, I spilled water all over my drum. There's water all over there. Oh, what's happening, toothpaste? I appreciate it. Spam elsewhere, my good man. Happy hunting. So today's going to be a little different than usual, in the sense that I didn't have any specials that I felt like doing today. I do plan on, don't worry, David, I plan on doing Callan's. Swear to God. Jake, I will also be doing Sam Miller at some point. But today I was feeling more of just like a little bit of an investigatory mood. Just to say I felt like investigating, just looking at things casually. And as I was kind of perusing my home feed on the YouTube channel, I saw that Story Warz is being released right now. They're doing a premiere. So what we're going to kind of do is a little bit of a kind of Story Warz companion show. See how that goes. You know, I'm going to be experimenting with the kind of content I want to make and I want to cover and I want to live react to. By the way, I figured out that that's kind of how I want to start describing the show, is it's like a live review. Because I am doing like a, you know, Little Platoon style Mahler-esque review. Albeit, you know, with a little bit more of an American twist to it. But I'm not doing it, you know, in an actual video essay form, because that sucks to do. Really, you have to love making videos to do those. And it's just not an art form I'm particularly passionate about. What I am passionate about is Story Warz companion content vis-a-vis live reactions. So, before we get into it, in case you people don't know, we're going to get to know Luis J. Gomez a little bit. And it's funny because I did a review of Luis J. Gomez's stand-up before I started getting into Story Warz. In fact, this was it. When my Luis review came out, Story Warz had been out for like 6 or 7 months at the time. It's now been out for a little over a year, I think. Excuse me, Woodchuck. It is. And trust me, I thought about this before I said it, like I always do. I'm a diligent man with regards to the things that I say. But it is my favorite podcast. My very favorite one. I like Kill Tony, but I find that like I almost watched through all of Kill Tony kind of obligatorily. I enjoy it, but it's weird. Any fan of Kill Tony will tell you they're very hit and miss. Whereas Story Warz has a little bit more of a consistency to it. And we'll get into that. We'll let them do all the introductions of the guests and such. But I saw that 3 days ago, Luis J. Gomez did an interview for a channel called Stoned Goose Productions. So what, you might be saying? Gyppo, you're mentioning completely irrelevant and random things. Who cares if he's doing an interview? Well, Louis J. Gomez, self-made millionaire Louis J. Gomez, did this interview for a channel that has 93 subscribers, and I am the 93rd. So you're welcome, SGP, as we call you here on the streets. Which I thought was cool. Thought that was cool of Louis to do. That puts them kind of in my peer group a little bit. Comedy, comedy coverage stuff with less than 100 subscribers. It's like me way at the bottom, and then you got Stone Goose up here, and then like Thank God It's Tuesday or whatever with Grey Poupée. We're all a little late to the game, but we didn't show up empty-handed. That used to be my my bio on YouTube. I know I'm late to the party, but I didn't show up empty-handed. It's called Suspense and Resolution. Look it up. Anyway, this is Louis J. Gomez in an interview.
What motivated me to start Gas Digital?
A little cold open for you.
The industry hated me, and I'm an unlikable son of a...
This is Stone Goose Production. Okay. Just didn't want to get copy claimed.
Hello, this is Brendan with Stone.
Just didn't want to get copyright claimed this early in our friendship. So we start off, there is a scared-looking man holding a microphone. Camera zooms way in on them. He's wearing kind of a black hoodie, black hat style, you know. It's a good look. It's a good, solid look. He's a little bit shaky of the voice. We'll hear in a sec. The sound, I gotta say, and they're aware of it. People called him out in the comments, but the sound of this video is crazy. So bear with them. Not like Critical Leaks. We go all out. My microphone here. This isn't connected to anything. Anyway, Stone Goose.
Goose Productions, and we're
Turn
sitting here with Louis J. Gomez.
Jewish gay Lomez.
You guys got the least
We're
comfortable
warming up.
guy out of the crew. Everyone else is so personable and comfortable. This guy's shaking. I mean, these guys are fucking. These guys have so much.
Looking for something to wipe up my drum. Where I live, there's enough sun to rust a drum rim in mere seconds.
Confidence behind the cameras, though.
I live in goddamn Dune territory.
What's going on, dude? I'm nervous around them. This guy's a frail.
So again, they're part of what gave me hope for these young gentlemen and their channel was when, upon being called out, they said, "What's wrong with the mic?" Says Zero Panzer. Zero Panzer says, "What's wrong with the mic? It sounds broken." Stone Goose replies and says, "In the beginning, we had the mic gain set a little high, and we adjusted throughout, and it's better after the first minute. Thanks for checking it out at least." Based, I think.
Leaf.
That sounds based.
You asked me during the last podcast
This guy is losing his mind. He's making me a little anxious here.
at the talent show. I came up
Seems
and
like a good sport, though.
juggled, and then I seemed very nervous.
You were in the talent
Guy juggles. Pretty cool. I have a lot of respect for jugglers and jump ropers.
show.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, now I remember this.
Yeah.
This is in fucking
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's incredible.
Yeah, I was super nervous.
I'm hoping they're going to tell the story as to how he landed this interview. It's not like I have the room here in my tiny little drum-filled studio. But, you know, it's cool to see. Honestly, this is just sick fan service. Again, it's as far as humility is concerned, it's super fucking cool of Louis to just be doing this teeny tiny little show. And I hope they get the bump they deserve for landing this big old Puerto Rican fish.
Nervous, and you said
So you haven't
Turn
gotten
up
any
a
more
little.
confidence since then.
no.
Making sure. I mean, it's been years.
You said to me, "Oh, I forget that people don't always use microphones, and I'm a comic." And I said, "Yep."
Yeah. But you figured out your mic diction now, which is good. Good for you.
See, mic diction, the shit's important. We've been practicing here at Critical Weeks. I've got my Gillis down pretty well. Lewis seems very casual, at least on his podcast. You know, it's just a good old-fashioned American grip, you know? Ooh, they have the little... Goddamn, Stone Goose is kind of high production for the how shit this sounds right now. They've got the little cubes. Where do I get a cube? Let me know in the comments if you know where I get one of these fancy, like, Kill Tony cubes on the top of the microphone. I don't know what I'd put on it. Probably my face, if I'm to be held to consistency.
See you again, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to see you, too. I also dropped a tangerine on Jason Mewes' face.
Good.
I dropped a tangerine on Jason Mewes' face. Jason Mewes, like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. Fuck.
He deserved.
I feel like Jason Mewes probably... I've seen him on Story Warz before. I think it was smart to start to tap into the Legion of Skanks fans as, what are we? What did American Redact call us? The lowest common denominator. Absolute barrel-scraping pieces of shit dirty kids. It's not an exact quote, I'm paraphrasing.
So what?
He's getting 10K likes per community post nowadays. Redact's a star.
Motivated you to...
We always knew that.
Start Gas Digital.
So he's asking, what motivated you to start Gas Digital? It's funny to... They used this clip in the cold open. It's funny because we're not even 2 minutes in. It's the first question.
What motivated me to start Gas Digital? The industry hated me, and I'm an unlikable son of a bitch, and I came from
I get that.
time where you needed to make people in the industry like you, and I was terrible at that. I would sit down and I was like you. I would go to meetings in like LA, and I did all the shit you were supposed to do, right? I did, I got an agency. I went to Montreal Just for Laughs as a new face, and I got representation, and then they sent me out on all these like whatever they call them, fucking like, it's just like a handful of meetings, general meetings to talk about ideas and who you are, and I was so bad at it. I just wasn't good. I was very like fucking stiff, and I wasn't likable. So all the shit that you were traditionally supposed to do, I couldn't nail. I couldn't get it done. And I had a mild amount of success trying to get the industry to like me, but, I started podcasting, and once I started seeing how you could build your own audience, I was like, fuck it, I don't really need the industry. And it's shifted now. Everyone does this right now, the podcast and Patreon, and everyone has...
He was way ahead of his time. I mean, even still is ahead of his time. I've quoted him on air saying, but he believes that structured podcasts and like web shows are the way of the future. And I think there's probably a return to form on that. Because it used to be, back in like the Harmontown days, like 10 years ago, there were shows, and there still are obviously, shows that are rigidly structured. But as far as like the top 10 podcasts are concerned, from what I understand, most of them are just like, hey, you know this person? Well, guess what? They're sitting on a couch with this other person you're vaguely familiar with. Let's hear what coffee they had this morning. And that was cool for a while, and I understand why it was so popular and why it was as popular as it was for that long. Because it was like, oh, wow. Because previous to podcasts, we would see these fuckers on shows or movies or comedy specials. Maybe they would do an interview on like a morning talk show if they were like working the circuit or whatever. But largely speaking, like we had no access. We didn't know what they were like when they weren't on stage playing music or, doing whatever Joe Rogan does, Fear Factor and whatnot. So JRE kind of beckoned in all these and he's still doing it. He's like, you guys are trying too hard, man. All you need is a microphone and a sense of intellectual superiority, and you got a show. Whereas Lewis, I think, though he does have, even Legion of Skanks has performed in front of the live, audience there. So arguably it's got a little more format than your average pod. But yeah, again, Lewis is a little ahead of his time with Story Warz especially. I don't know. I don't see what could possibly stop Story Warz from rising to the top. It's a ton of fun. If you're any kind of comedy fan, I strongly suggest you check it out or stick around today, as that's what we're checking out later.
Their own sort of thing.
Last week, Jake in the chat made a suggestion that I have something behind me that like says the comedian's name. I've taken that into consideration and am working on it.
Thing, right? And the industry is very irrelevant compared to how it was when I started 20 years ago. Excuse me.
We'll go back.
Now
let's figure out what he's talking about here.
Audience, I was like, fuck it, I don't really need the industry. And it's shifted now. Everyone does this right now, the podcasts and Patreon, and everyone has their own sort of thing, right? And the industry is very irrelevant compared to how
it actually reminds me. So I've said several times that I've seen everything that Podcast Cringe and American Redact have done. This and Too Lazy to Try. This is barring the stuff they do on their Patreon behind the paywall. I someday will, I'll probably, have eventually work up to something similar, just because, running ads and all that, they're doing ad reads. I'd have to, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't appeal to me to want to aspire to do that. So who knows? Someday I may end up starting a Patreon of my own, but for whatever reason, I have not been able to motivate myself to pay the $5 a month for Podcast Cringe stuff. I'm still looking into the ethics and legalities of showing premium content like this. I'm pretty much doing what I do, obviously, Critical Leak style, stopping every 2 seconds to share my thoughts. So it would still be transformational. I think it would still fall under fair use, but is it dirty? Whether it's allowed or not, okay. But is it dirty pool? Am I playing nasty? I let me know if you understand the etiquette of the internet better than myself. Many people have correctly told me that I don't quite get it.
Was when I started 20 years ago. Excuse me, but that was kind of what the first thing that I was like, well, I can do my own.
God, can you imagine being the sound guy for this? You guys are like, dude, we got Louis J. Gomez, man. Holy shit. You get everything all ready, and he's in. You're like, hey, Louis, man, I'm a big, wow, real ass podcast, blah, blah, blah. And then when you go back and listen to it, you're like, oh, fuck. This is like one of the worst ways you can fuck up the audio input, too. It being too quiet, there is a lot more you can do in post to like knock that up. You can add multipressors, you can get in the visual EQ and manually raise certain parts of the volume. Like, you can fix a track that's recorded too quietly. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to sound a lot better than this. Because if you record with it too loud, with your gain too high, it's going to have this quality to it no matter what you do to it. So you can bring it down in the mix, which I think they probably did. They go on to say in the comments here that I guess there's only one knob for both microphones, which, my guys, take it from me. Get the Scarlett 1B, whatever the fuck. It's an interface. It's got 2 inputs. It's very reliable. I've spent a lot of time recording on those. And they have 2 knobs. Anyway, I could just imagine, we've all fucked things up before. I can imagine that feeling of like, God, I'm sorry, you guys. I fucked up.
Yes, network. I could do my own festival, my tour management company. Like I did everything myself, specifically because I just didn't want to play that game, right? And when
by the way, somebody remind me that when we jump from this and I go to Story Warz, it's going to below my speakers because this volume is way down. The overall volume on this video is quiet, probably for the aforementioned issues.
I started Gas Digital. Patreon didn't even exist. Patreon was like a way you would tip musicians, right? And I remember I was on a podcast network called Set Up New York Labs, and I had the real ass.
Who the fuck is in the background?
Podcast at the.
Let's listen to that.
Patreon didn't even exist. Patreon was like a way you would tip musicians, right? And I remember I was on a podcast network called Set Up New York Labs.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. That's Louis J. Gomez.
And I had the Real Ass Podcast at the time, had 2,000 downloads an episode, which was, a very, very low number in the grand scheme of things. And I asked them, I was like, well, how do I get money on this podcast? I want to start making cash. And they were like, well, you need like 50,000 downloads an episode before we can start talking to advertisers. And I was like, there's 2,000 fucking people that are really passionate. Like, Legion of Saints was kind of taken off at that time, but like Real Ass Podcast was on this network. Legion of Saints was on Anthony Cumia's network. We kind of had a paywall thing. We were making a little bit of money.
You want to see some crazy shit on the internet? Follow Anthony Cumia on X. Like, okay, I give Redact a lot of shit, but I think part of his issue is that, as far as like people using, you know, slurs and the like in comedy. By the way, I'm not saying it was my influence. I'm just saying he did a video where he was like, and I don't think this belongs anywhere in comedy. No one should be saying these words. And I was like, didn't you coin the phrase the Mike David sphere? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, ever? It never belongs in comedy? Like, I don't think it belongs in polite conversation, but never in comedy? And on his next video, he was like, and you know, you really do just have to be funny enough to pull it off. It's like, okay. I don't know what he saw in me, but apparently there's some other rational thinkers in his ear, because that was a crazy statement to make. I get that, like, he wants people to think he's a good dude or whatever, but that's a crazy blanket statement. So anyway, so Redact, I think what he's confusing is, like, you have comedians who use those words sometimes in satire to paint the, you know, to paint the balloon animal of a person that would actually talk like that. And then you have the guys who will say some really heinous, hateful shit, but then be like, I'm a comedian, what do you care? Oh, everyone takes it so personally, the world is woke now. But it's like, if you follow Anthony Cumia on X, those are not jokes, dude. Those are some deep-seated, racially charged hatreds that he's just spewing into the ether. So anyway, Anthony Cumia is... Lewis is saying that one of his shows was on Anthony Cumia's network, and the other one was over here. And...
really passionate. Like, Legion of Saints was kind of taken off at that time, but like Real Ass Podcast was on this network. Legion of Saints was on Anthony Cumia's network. We kind of had a paywall thing. We were making a little bit of money, but I was like, no. I was like, 2,000 people is a lot of people. I was like, if I was in a parking lot and there was 2,000 people showing up every week, they would send in the fucking National Guard. They were like, what is going on with this guy? I was like, there's something about that. And they were really this passionate core group of people that were the seed of something bigger. So that's...
See, way ahead of his time. Because for a long time, people didn't really realize, like, you don't need to conquer the internet. You need to find a group of whatever handful of loyal fans that want to, like, perpetuate your work. You know, that's the dream, right? That's the goal. And he's not talking about doing this like a few years ago. He was, again, far, far ahead of the curve on this. Hopefully he'll drop a year for us.
It's kind of when me and Ralph Sutton, we came together. He had his show. It was HSR.
Who the fuck is Ralph Sutton? Who is Ralph Sutton, comedian? He asked Google AI. Google AI responded in kind. Ralph Sutton is an American podcast producer, radio host, and entrepreneur, best known as the co-founder and owner of the Gas Digital Network, an independent podcast network. He is also recognized as the co-host of the SDR Show, Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll, alongside comedian Big J. Okerson. But we'll hear more from him in a bit here. So I'm actually enjoying finding out this origin story of Louis J. Gomez here from the horse's mouth.
And then Dave Smith's part of the problem, and no show had more than 2,000 or 3,000 downloads an episode.
Dave Smith quitting Legion of Skanks. Since then, I've been tuning in. I mean, yeah, he's still a part of the clips and stuff, but I'm like, I don't know. I like Big J. I like Louis. Like, whoever they're gonna get for their third mic can't be Dave Smith bad.
At the time, we had 4 shows that were sort of around the same size, and we said we think we can get people to subscribe to exclusive content, pre-release, the uncensored versions. So we were really, really early. This is a decade ago. Really early in
doing the red bar model. gasdigital.com and all that, you know?
And creating sort of paywalled content, and that's kind of where it all started. Yeah, it was just sort of, number one, taking, you know, the ball into my own hands, and then number two, trying to monetize and make a little bit of money off of something that I saw value in, that small core group of hardcore fans.
So instead of bending on your style of comedy, you chose to just create your own platform.
Yeah, and I try to do...
It's a good summary, buddy. What's this guy's name? I think every group of friends should have one of these guys. There's one in every family, sire. Okay, so this conversation, little context here. This conversation took place at Tacoma Comedy Club's 6th and Proctor location. Tacoma Comedy Club's 6th and Proctor location on Friday the 13th, in between Lewis's two performances. A lot of data packed into that sentence. For our first interview, we honestly could not have asked for a better guest. Lewis was candid, funny, and generous throughout the whole experience, and we truly appreciate, come on, comma splice, and we truly appreciate him taking the time to talk with us during a busy night. Yeah, it's cool, man. It says, if you are a fan of stand-up comedy, comedy business, podcasting, or the grind of building something in entertainment, this is a conversation worth checking out. A huge thank you to Louis J. Gomez and to Tacoma Comedy Club for helping make this happen. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more interviews, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, good for these guys. Can write a hell of a description.
All that, dude.
Mine, I think, is too, like, a line, for my whole page, it's like one line long and then my contact info.
I did Last Comic Standing, and I got through the process of going on Conan and Late Night a few times, very close to getting it.
Whoa, really? Wait, oh, he went through the process. He didn't get on.
And I got through the process of going on Conan and Late Night a few times, very close to getting it, and they would give you notes, and they would tell you to come back and to change one joke, change this joke, and I just...
There is an art to being able to take professional feedback and then change your baby accordingly. I've done some freelance work over the years in a couple of different creative mediums. And it's, even if you're in the best mentality, like you're like, all right, I'm sending this in. I even told him, if you have any notes, let me know. Every single time you get it, it's like, oh, you want it to be hopeful. Oh, okay, hopeful. I'll just make this hopeful. Like, and more often than not, you make a couple of adjustments, and they're like, oh, that's just great. But I feel like, especially if you're trying to get into this circuit, trying to get onto Conan and all that, it's got to be even tougher, because I'm sure, he'd been refining his material quite a bit. So Lewis wasn't going to let anyone file his teeth down.
Wasn't getting real success with that, you know, and just trying to be clean and trying to, you know, develop my life story into a TV show. That was the old school way of doing things, and that I started seeing real success once I started getting fans, right?
Lewis's TV show would be fucking dark. That's another thing, is I haven't read his work yet, but he is I think a best-selling author or something. His book, Knives and Spoons, just recently came out. And I was looking at it on eBay. It's still a little expensive. I gotta wait to get well, not expensive for me, of course, because I got it like that. but expensive for your average person. So, you know, I'm still waiting to get my copy. And who knows? Maybe, similar to what we'll be doing halfway through this show, I'll start reading his book, like I have been reading Coreyography, the autobiography by Corey Feldman. It's been getting kind of crazy. You want to talk about dark backstories. Corey Feldman talking about his mother's high highs and low lows and being a Playboy bunny, and go check out previous episodes of Critical Leaks if you want to catch up. But about halfway through Story Warz today, we'll be doing another reading. And maybe once we're through this, we'll get Knives and Spoons. Not promising anything.
Right? And I think in this business, you have a couple metrics, fans and cash, right? You can look at those as sort of metrics that kind of show you where you're at in the grand scheme of things. And once those started moving up, I was like, I don't really need somebody else to be a gatekeeper for me. I don't really need gatekeepers.
All right. So that.
I love this guy. All right. So what's great is the channel. Okay, first of all, we have to go back because this gets even better, I can tell. But what's great is this channel knows that this is their kind of awkward friend. Because as Lewis was saying earlier on, like, oh, these other guys are super eloquent, and this dude is just. But like in the case of this, where he's stalling, they do a pan and zoom right up on his face. That's funny.
Keepers.
All right. So that brings me.
Let's put his hand on it, way up on his leg.
Thank you. That makes me feel better.
Good, you're good. Don't worry.
All right. I will come to this.
Okay, boys. All right, gentlemen.
So do you think it's...
I also want the people sexually harass people.
That's who he's for.
No, yeah, exactly.
He's doing a good job of making people feel comfortable, you know?
You could, if you were going the traditional route, I couldn't touch your thigh. I can just take this thigh right now if I wanted to.
So, do you think that it's a good idea
I love this man. He's precious as fuck.
for young comedians to start a podcast and grow with it, or grow and then start a podcast?
Fucking good question.
I mean, there's no real rule there. You know, if you have something unique, I think the days of having 2 or 3 guys sitting around a microphone and talking shit about the same stories that everyone else is talking about are kind of gone, right?
What kind of coffee did you have this morning?
Right? That's why we started a show like Story Warz. I think that's the future
Your boy Gyppo was plugged in here.
of podcasting. Also doing a live podcast
It's like I spend a ton of time watching this shit.
in front of an audience. It enables you to monetize it very quickly. Whereas you know, in order to make money on advertising or Patreon or whatever else.
Plus for this, just for context, because I mentioned how I watched this earlier, I watched the first like 30 seconds and was like, yeah, we'll put this on in the show. It's a good, cool stepping stone to Story Warz. Just so I hadn't seen that.
It's sort of a slow build. Whereas if you have
I call my shots organically.
a really fun idea for a podcast that's in front of an audience, Kill Tony, Story Warz, Legion of Skanks, you can sell tickets, you give them a unique
Super smart.
experience, there's an energy in the room. So I think we're going to start seeing more of the
It's actually part of the reason I want to start infiltrating comedy circles. It's like I just want to be friends with more comedy people. I have a lot of musician friends, and they're weird. I want to be friends with more funny people, so we can make things together. Because like the idea of a live, I've been a performer my whole life. Performing in front of live crowds is the greatest feeling in the world. I've been addicted to it since I was 12. So, you know, combining my love for doing this, you know, and my love for doing stuff in front of a bunch of people. There is also something I've found that, you know, not to be too on the nose or cliche about it, but the audience almost does become another character. Like in Kill Tony, as bad a reputation as they have, the audience really is a variable and factor. Again, a veritable character in the show. And it has a personality of its own. Like when they go play MSG, or they've been cracking down on the MSG booing. But usually, even if a comedian does well at a big show on Kill Tony, everybody boos him or will boo them halfway throughout the set. So I think, you know, the live audience provides a cool variable in a podcast.
those types of podcasts come out. But yeah, once again, it's more than anything else, it's about you being excited and putting an energy into something, and the audience will follow that energy. And if you're excited a lot, you know, the sort of the aloof, like, oh, we're just 3 guys talking shit about fucking, you know, the Epstein files or whatever. We're not, like, everyone has those conversations.
Dude, I've been saying this. Something I call the millennial shrug. They're like, oh, bro, it was born of like Gen Xers, where it was the less you cared about what you were doing, the cooler you were. You know, it's not cool. You know, punks don't care about their equipment or the way they sound. It's like that mentality is born from necessity. The Sex Pistols weren't capable of playing good music. They just wanted to play trash. They sucked. It's not like they were playing down because fuck it, they just didn't have the skill to play well, right? But unfortunately, Gen X and then millennials, and I've gone on a comparable rant to this on air before, but Gen X and then millennials kind of for a long time have had this like, oh, you give a fuck about, oh, you care about that? Like, oh, it's the millennial shrug. They're like, oh, fuck it, dude. We're just doing a show. And I've done other shows with other people and I've been struggling against that because they're still kind of stuck in that mentality of like, well, no, I don't want to like set up a background. Like, it's too hard, so I'm just not going to do it. Like, why do you think we're not getting any numbers, my guy? Why should they care if we don't care? I'm glad to see that Lewis agrees that it's becoming a thing of the past.
I think unless you're...
And he's Gen X as fuck.
Sort of grandfathered into sort of, you know, having an audience already. You know, if you're big comics can still do it, but if you're a young comic, I think you need to have more of a unique angle. And I think
Fire!
It's easy to stand out because there's 1,000 comics where it's just a few dudes talking shit. There's very few podcasts that are like actually unique and that actually have something to offer that's very different. And if you do something that's different, it will stand out.
It is funny that he's telling them this over an interview between two guys sitting on a couch talking casually about the comedy industry, which we've heard at length. But, you know, I mean, this is a huge get for them. And interview podcasts are, I guess, a little different. They sort of have their own format.
It will stand out and it will resonate.
Okay, I'll say this. They have their own format if you're doing what this guy did, which is like have some questions ahead of time, know what you're going to ask, have, you know, bite in, maybe ask some harder hitting questions or whatever, like rather than like Rogan, who gets offended when people have plans. It's like, why would you make plans for this, man? Oh, it's just a billion people watching.
Guys, before you pave the way, like there's hardcore comedy fans. You see here tonight, these people are all fans. Like I don't get like, you know, it's not like I have credits where people are like, oh, that guy was on the Tonight Show, let me go watch him. Like they're coming because they saw me on a podcast or they saw me on Rogan or they saw me on Kill Tony. Or
it's true. I'm kicking myself for missing the filming of his special. It sold out fast, but
heard about Skankfest or peripherally.
I wasn't quite there as a fan yet.
See me doing what I do, and then they'll show up to these shows. But those people are also kind of they're hardcore comedy fans. Like,
by the way, let me know in the comments or the chat if you know the answer to this. But why do people hate Bobby Kelly? I get that like he's kind of like does the like insufferable East Coast guy thing, you know. But like I don't know if you've ever watched him when he's being his genuine self, like. I did a video of it. Check it out. It's on the channel. I don't remember what it's called, but it's him and Bobby Lee. Oh, Squash the Beef, I think. Bobby Lee and Robert Kelly Squash the Beef. That was my first exposure to Robert Kelly, other than like hearing him say shit in the background and being like, this guy's an asshole. But if you kind of dig just below the surface, he seems like he's kind of a big sweetie. Not only that, but he's a hero. He saved a little Dominican girl or something.
Those are real deal, like, my fans are real comedy fans, and if you give them something to satiate their appetite, they will buy into it and they will hook into it. So if I was going to be a young comic coming up, right?
It's true. My plumber. You listen to Legion of Skanks in here, my boy? Elbow pump. Well, it's Story Wars, but...
Now, I just want to do something really unique and start from there.
What's funny is I think there's probably, as in any fandom... There are the old school jacks, the guys who have been around for a long time, and then the like new school fans who are like into their more poppy stuff. I imagine that's probably happening in the ranks of the Legion of Skanks, where because even my plumber when he was like, "You listen to Legion of Skanks, my boy," and I was like, "Well, it's Story Wars," but yeah, he was like, "Okay." He got notably less stoked when I was like, "No. It's." I think Story Wars, they make a point of being less edgy and, saying fewer N-bombs, not none, fewer N-bombs and the like. So I imagine there are Legionist Gangs fans who probably think I'm like the preppy version of fans of these guys. But it just comes with the territory.
What am I need to do something that's completely in a category of one that's nothing like anybody else.
And again, now that Dave Smith is gone,
I was thinking it themed.
I could just never, Dave Smith's a guy I was introduced to through Red Bar coverage. And I don't, as you've seen, as I've proven, I don't just take what Red Bar tells people to hate and then go hate that thing. I like Joe List's comedy. I really like Joe DeRocha's last special. Both guys who have gotten the business from Mike and Jules. But Dave is just one I kind of can't get over. Where, like, it just, I don't know. Every time I've seen him, he says something that I'm like, ew. Depending on what it is, whether it's something I disagree with or something I just find to be cringeworthy.
Podcast would go a lot further.
Lewis takes a heavy breath. Again, this guy's making me fucking nervous, dude. I gotta turn this up a little bit.
Of course.
Guys talking.
Yeah, it's just
Going back a little bit.
On this, nothing like anybody else.
I was thinking a themed podcast would go a lot further than
of
just
course.
Guys talking.
Yeah, it's just you need to be different. That's one of the things that I've always tried to be. Is I try to be unique. You might love me, you might hate me. More than likely, if you see me a couple times, you're gonna remember me. I just chip away at people. I'm so unlikable. People are like, I fucking hate that guy at first, and then like a month later, they're like, all right, I kind of get why some people like him. And then a year later, they're fucking wearing a Real Ass Podcast t-shirt and holding up a, double.
Woo, 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 woo. He's describing me and my journey with Louis J. Gomez. He's right now describing exactly what I went through with this man.
Points foam finger.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Oh, okay. Real ass podcast, huh?
Fucking,
And it just goes up from there. Suddenly it's just...
So I have a different method of doing things. But yeah, I think you need to just try to find something that
Also, I'm going to say this till the end of time. I started that fight between Louis J. Gomez and Jason Ellis. And I have fucking receipts. The video I put out has like 6 views, but I don't give a shit because it's all documented. Jason Ellis had not considered a fight with Louis J. Gomez at the time I brought it up. Because I said I got a little wine drunk and I added him and was like, Jason Ellis, comedian or whatever, wins the fight with Louis J. Gomez. And he fucking responded, which blew my drunken mind. But he was like, I don't like beating up I don't like hurting my friend. Louis is a friend, and I don't like hurting my friends anymore. He said, unless it's for a lot of money, then he's not that good of a friend. And I lolled, and we all kind of moved on. But then they announced that it's like shortly thereafter announced that at Skankfest they were doing a fight. It's like, who planted that? Who planted that in that beautifully thick skull? I believe is a quote from my other video.
nobody else is doing.
I'm not calling you thick skull, Jason Ellis. I'm quoting me from last time I called you thick skull.
That will resonate.
Beautifully thick skull, though, because we, look at this noggin.
So I've seen.
I'll watch every interview this guy ever does. I love this man. He's terrified. His friends are funny as fuck for making him the face of this interview. Well played, Stoned Goose.
Story Warz, it's a fantastic. It's one of my favorite podcasts. I've seen a couple posters.
And speaking of which, after this question, we probably will jump into doing some Story Wars coverage. Again, kind of going to be a little bit of a companion show with it. By the time this comes out on YouTube, this will be a few days old because it's currently Thursday. Yeah, it's currently Thursday. But Yester companion.
For shows where people are trying to do basic
Companion of Yester. We'll take this.
the same show. Does that annoy you, or does it kind of make you feel like good that
Going back a little.
couple fantastic? It's one of my favorite podcasts.
Story
I've
Warz.
seen a couple posters for shows where people are trying to do basically the same show. Does that annoy you, or does it kind of make you feel like good?
It's a great question. Because I know Kill Tony is like pretty, at least they talk about being very litigious. And I'll say from my own experience, if you do anything that has even this, if they get the option to copyright claim you on YouTube, they'll fucking do it. It's why you don't see a lot of Kill Tony coverage, because they are vehement about doing it. They will, if it has even 5 seconds of Kill Tony audio and video, they will absolutely copyright claim you. Now, that'll be a fun challenge for me to work through with the old piano here. Because it's like, makes it art, right? Transformational. Huh? Huh? Did I loophole you? No, I just made it art.
That people are mimicking.
Annoying is not the word. Like, once again, like, being unique is such an important part of this business. And I've seen that happen with Kill Tony. People kind of do Kill Tony knockoff shows, and
yeah.
you kind of,
I can kind of, if I've gleaned what he's saying, I've ahead of time here. I agree. Where it's like, you know, you don't really get like, you don't really like hate them for it, or like, you know, at least personally, because I've had things stolen from me creatively. You know, like hate that, and it's like stolen from her. It's pretty clear. You know, like, oh, okay, you named your thing this. That's my name. Like, I can very clearly see that you subscribed to this channel and then changed your name to this. Anyway, so it's almost just like a distaste. You get this, like, ew. So you just take people's stuff. It's very weak of you.
kind of go, it's like, do something.
He said, covering someone else's podcast to remain interesting.
Do something that's your own. You know, do something that's unique. It's
It's unique. I play piano. It's unique.
you know, you can emulate these things, but the reality is, like, you know, it's only going to go so far. There's a ceiling for trying to replicate something that somebody else has done, and I personally wouldn't put effort and energy into doing something that somebody else has already done. I hosted the Roastmaster show in New York City, right? And Roast Battle came first, but like, I only did that because Jeff Ross and Brian Moses
Jeff Ross.
asked us to. They're like, we want to do a New York version, will you host it?
I don't remember what the subject of the video was, but it was, there's something about a roastmaster, and this probably haunts him to this day, but there's something about a roastmaster that just sort of gives people permission to be mean to him. You know what I mean? Like, anytime I've ever seen Jeff Ross, he's out there insulting people. So when I'm doing coverage on Jeff Ross, or I'm like writing a script like I was back then, it's like, I kind of don't have to feel bad about, usually it's within the confines of a roast or whatever, but like, not always. And, you know, he's the kind of person that there's a lot of funny things to be said about him.
Will you get Big J and Rich Voss and Bobby Kelly and all these guys would regularly come out and judge it, and we started blowing it up, and we were actually doing it on YouTube and putting out, we did it on Gas Digital, and we were putting out these videos that went mega viral before the Roast Battle show was just in the Belly Room. They weren't taping it. They would do it on like Periscope.
Belly Room's in the Comedy Store.
Back in
L.A.
the day. So you get like when me and Kim Congdon battled each other, this is like...
Kim Congdon, that's Kill Tony royalty there. Yeah, and if you watch the most recent episode, she has a stalker. Ooh, you know, probably several stalkers, but this one went on Kill Tony literally to just be like, Kim, I love you and I want to meet you.
Pretty deep into me doing Roastmasters. It was on Periscope with shitty video.
God, it's got to be crazy being a chick, dude. It's just like, oh, wow, you're actually in potentially very real danger. Maybe he is harmless, but it's kind of up to him.
You know, if you look up that video, it was like really shitty quality. So it's like we actually kind of blew that show up by doing it in New York. And the reality is I think New York had some of the best roasters and the best roast writers. And it was this new energetic thing. But the only reason that I would even do something like that was because I got Jeff
Coffee.
Frost.
By the way, he has his own coffee brand.
And Brian Moses, not only blessing, but we had a meeting and they were like, we want to do it in New York. Will you be the guy? And that's kind of how that came about. But even that, I was kind of like, this isn't my thing. I need to do my own thing. And it can't be something that is...
Well, and if I do say so myself, it shows. And it's like, for him, it's definitely, you know, those seeds are coming to fruition now. Because having that mentality of like, no, I want to do my own shit is what makes you distinct when you get good at doing your own shit. I mean, the people we remember, all the musicians or comedians or whomever, whatever form of artist it is, the ones we remember are the ones who staunchly decided to only do their own shit. And I have a lot of respect for that. It's cool to see that, you know, he's made things happen for himself with that mentality.
Somebody else's baby.
I know it seems like I'm ball washing the guy, but he's put his time in. I've talked plenty of shit here.
So am I offended if I'm complimented that people think it's cool enough? But at the same time, like if I was going to give those people advice, I'd be like, if you're going to put that much energy into something, it's only going to go so far. You know, like that's the truth. Like we have the show trademarked and we're doing an app and you know, it's going to be
doing an app? Cool.
Pretty big show. So, you know, how far is a show that's going to just sort of be a copycat show going to go?
What path?
Hard cut there. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to play a little music while I go grab some more water for Mio, clean up my drum here, and have a little pill. So we'll be right back with some Story Wars companion coverage. Let's get back to it. Let's do a little Story Wars coverage, shall we? Yeah, and go watch the rest of that interview. That's Stoned Goose Productions on YouTube. They've got 93 subscribers. Try to get them to 100. Anyway, without too much more ado, let's watch some Story Wars.
You are listening to the Gas Digital Network.
How's the volume? Looks like it's good. Boom, boom, bow.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Story Wars! With the Story Warriors, Big J. Okerson and Louis J. Gomez!
Oh, yeah. Holy shit. Oh, what is up, New York City? Makes...
Rocking out with the Story Wars theme. Everything's in the key of damn D flat today. C sharp, depending on who you talk to.
Some noise in here for me, please, will you?
Fuck, I love the show.
Welcome to Story Wars at our home.
This is the voice of course. This, of course, is the voice of Big J. Okerson, who we've also covered on this channel. I think we did either they or them. He did a 2-part crowd work special. I know what you're thinking. Gyppo, why would you do a review of someone's crowd work? That's crazy. It's not even structured. How would you remark on the writing? To which I say, it was tough.
From the New York Comedy Club right here in New York City. Thank you guys for being...
I think Riley for World, one of my fellow crab people, of Jeff Crabtree's crab people, he wanted to see the other half of it. So, Riley, if you're watching this now, let me know, and we'll make it happen for you.
Being here, I always ask this: how many people are familiar with the game Story Wars?
The thing is, there's so many specials on YouTube, but so many of them are just not even bad in a way that's fun to critique, like just kind of hard to watch. I don't know. I've said it before, but I think Asana Mod is the result of being post high water mark. I don't know why. That's the only one that I titularly made fun of, where I was like, Asana Mod, reviewing Asana Mods too soon, and then in parentheses, aptly named.
It's pretty good. Is there anybody in the room that is not familiar with the game Story Wars?
Anybody out there? He'll explain it.
Get the fuck out, you losers.
It has been interesting to watch, too, because if you go back, again, the show's so young, you could still go back to their first episode and watch it kind of grow and be all caught up. But you watch fewer and fewer people not know what the show is as they go on, because they always ask that. It's part of the format.
Shit.
We don't want new
Piece of
fans.
Shit. Okay. We'll forgive them. They're going to enjoy it. This is going to be the first time they're going to learn it. We'll explain the game if you're unfamiliar with it once we get our amazing panel up here. Our first contestant on Story Wars tonight, you know him from the Do-Rag and the Deer Tag podcast. You also know him from Digital Bazooka, which me and Lewis had the pleasure of doing. Very, very fun. One of Philly's finest, the hilarious Drew Montana in the motherfucking house.
Drew Montana. Sounds like a quarterback. It's Montana. All right, so let's do a little looking it up. Who is Drew Montana? Comedian. You know, the Google AI overview does a pretty good job. Drew Montana often why you gotta make me look like this, Google AI overview? Drew Montana, often referred to as Drew Montana, is a stand-up comedian and podcaster based in Philly. He's best known for his work in the Philly comedy scene, including his podcast Do-Rag and the Deer Tag, and his prank call show Digital Bazooka on YouTube. I like prank calls when they're well done, you know. We were sort of part of that generation. Our young Zoomers and elder Alpha, Gen Alphas, are they still prank calling? Does Star 67 still work on a cellular telephone?
Drew Montana, back on Story Wars. If I'm not mistaken, not only a Story Warrior, but the highest score for a Story Warrior in the history of the show.
Something like that, yeah.
You're the presence of a legend.
It's another thing. I mean, with this brain of mine, I've clearly seen his episode, and apparently he has accolades attached to the show or his appearances on the show. I, gun to my head, would not have remembered his name looking at his face.
Yeah, the legend.
Hell yeah.
He's just a pretty straightforward looking white, you know. Kind of a little 5 o'clock shadow, sort of buzz with a fade, you know, sort of a nondescript New Yorker white.
Dude, have you been preparing for this one? Last time you came in very prepared.
Versus Big J. Okerson, who's got his knuckle gloves on that Robert Kelly gave to him recently, and they are pink and white striped. It's a cool look. Paints his fingernails. I respect that.
No, you texted me 2 hours ago. I had
I moved to the South where painting your nails as a dude is fighting words, but I used to do it too, especially when I was in a punk band.
I had to scramble here and speed from Philadelphia through traffic and talk to text 4 stories into
Okay.
the thing. But, I got my baddest white boy alive hoodie.
Yeah,
on, so I'm ready to go, dude.
Baddest white boy alive hoodie. Okay.
I think I speak for everyone in this room when I say white power, my friend.
Yeah.
Hear him out.
Happy Black History Month.
Hell
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
He is Puerto Rican, for the record.
Our second
He's the Afro-Latino, I believe the official term is.
competitor, another returning Story Wars competitor, ladies and gentlemen, on tour right now and has a 2001 special, Tall, Dark, and Pleasant. Clap it up for Pete Lee.
All right, we'll do the same thing here. Who the fuck is Pete Lee? Who is Pete Lee? Pete Lee is a popular American stand-up comedian known for his Midwestern-rooted humor. Respect, bud. And notably, being the first comedian to receive a standing ovation on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. It's quite the accolade. He's appeared on the show multiple times, following a career that included Last Comic Standing and a Comedy Central half-hour special. So kind of a king of the old world here. That used to be all the things. You did all that, and you were Bill Burr, you know? Bill Burr did a lot of work with, like, HBO back in the day, but... You know, I wonder, I bet those specials are still up there. It would be cool to go review some of Bill Burr's old stuff. He wasn't the first stand-up comedian I was exposed to, but probably one of the ones I watched the most. I don't remember what the special was called, but it would have been around like 2003-ish that I was watching, 2004 maybe. Just my friend and I rewatching the shit out of that special. Very, very, very funny. This is Pete Lee. Some music that might get me in trouble here. This is also in the key of C sharp.
How are you?
Very good, Pete. Last time you were on the show, you had a great showing. You were hammered.
I was fucking hammered.
Oh, he was drunk as fuck. I remember his last appearance. He's funny.
Tour dates have been full.
I like Pete Lee.
Full because of you guys. And
Hell yeah.
like, dude,
his tour dates have been full.
You were so fucking hammered, but so funny. And I'm like, I don't remember.
That's good. I mean, that's like a superpower, bro. It's fickle. You can have that for a while and then hit your head too many times and it'll just go away. Then you just get mean.
So maybe I'll remember this one.
You think it's funny, but...
This is my first drink.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You always look very dapper when you come on the show, Pete. I appreciate that.
I think he's... Oh, no, he's wearing like a golf shirt. Like a black golf shirt and just a full murdered out like trucker cap, black on black.
Thank you. Yeah. I put on... This is a new... I'm one of the owners of Liquid Death, and I'm sponsored by them, and so I put on
by contrast, is sort of the goodest white boy alive.
my new death hat, but then I'm wearing a golf shirt, and I look like Nate Bargatze. And,
He does. This is Bargatze core for sure.
and hate Bargatze.
Hate Bargatze. Take another swing at it there, Pete.
Our third, not last but not least, our final contestant. He might be a story warrior.
Story warrior means he's won the show before.
It's not on our sheet. Dun dun dun. He is.
I don't know how to do the dun dun dun.
In fact, the story warrior returning to defend that crown from Zach Amico's Morning Zoo on Gas Digital, as well as Zach Amico's Midnight Spook Show and the Real Ass Podcast. It's Zach Amico!
Zach, how many times have you been on the show now?
Trace.
So, Zach Amico, if you aren't familiar with his name, Google him or whatever, but you would recognize his face if you've ever seen him before. You want to talk about someone who is... He looks like the kind of final evolution of Remarkable White of the three of them. You got Drew Montana over here in the white hoodie and the like fade. And you've got Pete Lee, who's, you know, a little bit heavier set. You know, what's his face? Drew looks fit, you know. And Pete Lee's a little bit more, less fit, we'll say. They're kind of wearing all black. And then you've got Zach Amico, who is more biomass than the two of them combined, certainly.
3 times.
And I say that as a compliment.
This is your third one or this is your fourth?
I, too, am wearing a triple XL.
Third one.
This is your third one. Very cool. And you, a 1-1 record. But
Yeah, I
you,
lost to you in overtime, but I won one.
wow, yeah, Zach Amico's very good at Story Wars.
He is actually. Yeah, dude fucks. He has kind of an incisive way of approaching it.
And Zach Amico, I gotta be honest with you, looking pretty jacked.
Thanks, buddy.
Have you been working out?
Nothing's working out. I promise.
Nothing's working out, he says.
Promise.
Okay, boys.
Who's gonna say too? Lewis jumped the gun. Everybody. everybody, if it is your first time listening or your first time here at Story Wars, it is a very simple game. All 5 of us on this panel, including Lewis and I, have submitted 3 to 5 stories on one particular topic. Tonight's topic, luck. Ooh.
Luck. You know, someday, I'm calling this out now. Lewis got on X. Excuse me, would you? Lewis got on X and was asking for requests for subjects for the show. And I've seen a lot of them from that particular comment thread be used. Mine has not come up, but I put out In the Woods. Now, these are a bunch of New Yorkers. Some of them have probably never even seen the woods, but, you know, everyone's got like a camping story or something, or a secondhand story they could steal from their friends. So if you ever see them do In the Woods, that was Eeksy.
Alex, our lovely producer, is going to take 8 of those stories and read them one at a time. It'll appear here on the screen. If it is your story, you're the only person who knows that. It's your job to fool people that it's not your story. If it's not your story, it's your job to guess whose story it is.
Every time you guess the story correctly, you get 2 points, and every time you fool a person on the panel, you get 1 point. So when it's your story, you have an opportunity to get 4 points.
Okay, it does. They've just. This is the most refined that the explanation of the game has ever been. It probably is the most succinct that it could be. But it's also, I know how the rules work, and every time I hear them explain the rules, I kind of zone out in the same way I did when I was like on mushrooms and they were trying to get me to play Settlers of Catan for the first time, and I was just like, wait, there's brick, or wait, is this?
It's a very big moment if it's your story.
It's confusing. All game rules sound confusing when they're rattled off quickly.
So make sure.
But it's very straightforward.
You guys are doing a good job at.
Don't worry, that's what the companion show is here for.
Being deceitful and lying to your fellow competitors. Once you write your answer on the dry erase board, put it in this slot and remove your hand. That's it. That's your final answer.
Can't change your answer after you take your hand off. It's come up.
You cannot change it after that. And I'll tell you right now, this is so much fun. All the new people here, we were booing you before. We're just messing with you. You're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. But you know what? We're not playing for fun.
Excuse me.
Jay, let them know what we're playing for today.
So, they play, spoiler alert, they play for a book from the Story Warz library, which actually got lost once. I think it was the Comedy Cellar, right before they changed to doing it at the New York Comedy Club. The Comedy Cellar lost all their books or like threw them away or something. It was a pretty big controversy among the fandom. I'm not like on the Reddit or anything. I just heard them talk about it.
Oh, we found the mushroom dealer.
Every week here on Story Wars, we are playing for a book from the Story Wars library. Tonight's winner takes home Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man by Steve Harvey. The man, the myth, the teeth. Act Like a Lady,
The man, the myth, the teeth.
Think Like a Man explains Steve Harvey's take on how men think about dating, sex, commitment, and marriage. He argues that men are driven by identity, ambition, and financial stability, and that understanding those priorities helps women.
So it's interesting. I have seen a thumbnail of Big J. Okerson holding up this exact same book. And I'll say this, I got this before I saw that thumbnail. You know me, if I've stolen something, I'll admit it. But now hearing him read the descriptions of these books, I think it'd be hard to deny that I wasn't at least subtly inspired to do that bit, everybody's favorite bit on the show, from Big J. Okerson, kind of reading in his authoritative, kind of half sarcastic tone.
Better interpret a man's actions, mixed signals, and level of seriousness from the very beginning.
You know what we gotta look? This is a note for future me. Hey, Gyppo. Looking good, buddy. Look up Dave Smith's comedy special, because I'm sure he's got at least one out there. And I think he did like a Comedy Central half hour or something. That'd be a fun one to cover on here. After we do Brian Callen, don't worry, I will be doing that. Also, I want to be really clear about my stance on that. I chose my words very carefully in the last episode, but I'd like to reiterate them. I don't like Brian Callen, okay? I don't want to... I'm not that big of a contrarian to be like, well, I don't know, he's actually kind of cool. I get it. What I will say is, I don't know, maybe he's guilty of those allegations he has against them, and I don't know, that does cast a bit of a paw on the man's character, whether it's true and he countersued or it's false and he countersued, whatever the case. But people almost always will take him at face value when he's clearly doing a bit, his whole like man dragon thing. And when I say people, I mostly mean podcast cringe and American Redact, which is, I don't think that they're that stupid and they just don't get that he's doing a bit. I think it's in bad faith. I think it's a bad faith criticism where you kind of know, but what he's saying, taken out of context, is like very cringe. And so like you cringe. And so you put it in your clips because you got to fill them out and you got to fill your quota and you got 1,000 pages and a Patreon. It's like, so I see a lot of bad faith arguments against him and his character. Even if he's a bad guy, that's bad faith. And also, to be very clear about this special, there are gems in the form of clever writing devices and mechanics that he uses in the first and the third act. People keep using that last line of the special like it's some kind of like garbage line. But I will show you why that line simultaneously pulls acts 1, 2, and 3 all together. Act 2 is shit. And I remember watching it the first time and being like, fuck, this was good when it started. Anyway, so to be very clear, I don't like Bryan Callen. I'm not saying he's a good guy. I'm not arguing on Callen's behalf. But I am going to call out the people in my commentary genre, however high above me they may be. I'm going to call them out for making bad faith arguments just to appease their fans and those fans' addiction to hatred. Look, we all love it, you know, but too much of a good thing, even in the case of hate, is it's not a good thing. It's not good for you. So anyway, my friend asked me in the comments, you know, I'm curious what you like about Callen, and I'm like, oh, okay, I don't want to be misunderstood here. I am going to play devil's advocate, but I'm not going to advocate for his actual character. Just the writing devices that he used that other people weren't smart enough to throw in there.
Everything to me.
So stay tuned for that episode.
We will not lose this book, Jay. Over my dead body, are we?
So we just got done. They just got done explaining what they're playing for here.
Losing this book.
Over my dead.
Lewis, you look like Telemundo's Steve Harvey.
Zacapiko's another one that like kind of comes off like a person that you might not like right out of the gates. You know, maybe wouldn't want to like share a bus aisle with him or whatever, but is undeniably funny. He's very quick, very clever.
Steve Harvey.
Stephen Javier.
Stephen Javier.
Stephen Hay Harvey.
He does. He's kind of got the Harveyan mustache, Louis J. Gomez does.
Mr. RB.
Not the teeth, though. My God, you can see those things off the cover from here. The man, the myth, the teeth. Big J. Okerson.
Please call me Steve.
I think everybody that gets it is going to get it. I think it's time to start this bitch. Alexandra, please. Story number 1.
I think the musical hits are a great touch. I will say this before we jump in. I know I've been kind of blue balling you here, but we'll get there. Don't worry. Just tantalizing you a bit. I do wonder, because Louis J. Gomez has, I won't call it an addiction, that'd be hyperbolic, but he does avidly use ChatGPT, and he has since it kind of came out, I think ChatGPT 3 or 4 or whatever. I don't use AI, so I don't know the specifics of it, but his invention of this game very much coincides with his newfound love, at the time, newfound love for ChatGPT. And if you break down the mechanics of this, it's so vastly different from all the other things he's done. And don't get me wrong, without him and his actual brain, none of it would have been possible. I just can't help but wonder if maybe Story Warz was inspired by ChatGPT. Because it's got AI written all over it. You know, have some musical strikes. You know, have guests. Be sure to have a structure. People like structure. Great idea, Lewis. It's blah, blah, blah. You know, doesn't it kind of... You compare it to everything else he's ever done, it's got a little bit of a ChatGPT twist to it. Not an accusation, simply an observation.
Story number 1.
Sharing my opinions.
Every time
Don't start suing with me.
I put gas in my car.
We'll go back. Story number 1.
Story number 1. Every time I put gas in my car, I do it while the engine is running. I've never been blown to smithereens.
I'm going to say it right out of the gate. I think this is a Zach Amico story. For several reasons. But, you know, if you're tracing back the mentality of, like, I don't want to turn this thing off, he kind of puts out the vibe more than the other two at the table that he shared, you know, actually anyone else on the stage. He seems like the kind of guy that would drive a car that I would drive, which is like, if I turn this thing off, I don't know if it's turning back on, my man. They thought it was funny.
I will say that I do leave my car on every time I fill it up. And
okay, this is the trick Lewis does. He'll do it, and he'll probably get called out for it here. And he's used this to his advantage several times, where he'll be like, I have this exact story. This just isn't my story. And sometimes it is.
I'm here right now, never been blown.
I only turned it off because Christine has, like, that freaks her out. It's the only time I ever turned it off. I've never not just left it running completely.
Yeah, I don't believe that you can get blown to smithereens.
And I'll text at the same time.
I mean, yeah, being raised amongst the hillbillies, I've always known you can just kind of leave it running and do it. I've done it from time to time. The whole blown to smithereens thing is probably like one of those, like, you know, if you keep making that face, it's going to get stuck that way. Where it's incredibly ridiculous, but also there's a degree of truth to it. In the case of the making the face, you could start making wrinkles in your face based around what expression you continually make, vis-a-vis laugh lines or crow's feet or whatever. And in the case of leaving your car running while you're pumping gas, I mean, there are thousands of tiny explosions per minute happening in your engine. And it is, well, gas.
Everything they say explodes your car. Yeah. I text while I'm...
Your car veritably is an explosion. It's several controlled explosions.
I smoke cigarettes. I spray it on my friends. I light cigarettes.
I think Mythbusters proved that you can't ignite gasoline using a cigarette. I think you need an open flame to do it.
I rub balloons on my head while I'm doing it.
That is another one I've always heard, is like the static discharge, or like getting out of your car might cause it to ignite. In fact, I think I remember seeing videos in driver's ed, but
start touching metal.
Yeah, I don't turn my phone on airplane mode on flights.
Oh, I throw the cigarette on the ground and try to put it out with the gas.
While walking away and not looking.
I will say the word smithereens is giving me Peatly vibes.
Yeah, I am a rule follower though.
See, he's the nicest, the goodest white boy alive.
I don't know, act like a lady.
But think like a man.
Which is not me.
Yeah.
That was the joke, Mr. Montana.
As a guy pump gas for
Drew Montana, commonly referred to as Drew Montana.
him.
Here's what I'll say. Zach Miko does not drive, nor can he fit in a car. So I will say that I don't think this is Zach's story. He's discounted in my mind.
All right, that was my guess.
I am the only opener who has to get chauffeured by.
But I haven't taken my hand off the thing. If you've got guesses, let me know.
By a tow truck.
You gotta put Zach in. You gotta bring Zach in a pod behind the car.
I've known Zach for 10 years, and this is the first time that I'm sitting next to you going, you're a big guy.
Yeah, I'm sizable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tight squeeze up on this stage.
Were you always above him when you saw him or something?
No.
Do you see him from 1,000 yards away?
What are you talking about? That guy's a pea.
Let me squish him.
They're doing like this.
Let me squish him.
Look, Zach,
From a
that's all
helicopter?
Zach right there.
That tank is really full.
It's always a math equation. If a train leaves Philadelphia and Zach Amico's in the distance. Okay, that sucked.
All right, so we need to break something down here because it said whenever I pump gas,
Yep.
Lewis and Jay live in New Jersey.
This is true.
That is fair, but let me
Are
give
they
you
like
fair
Oregon where you can't pump your own gas?
just to say, though, but I don't always drive. And when I drive your car, I pump gas plenty.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can pump gas anywhere. I also do.
It's interesting. Jay's not arguing, Jay making an argument that almost points it back at him a little.
This. I've left my car running every single time. I think the word smithereens is very funny though. That's a.
It is.
It feels like Pete.
I don't know. Montana's throwing projection vibes here now. And if you look at Zach's face here, he senses it too. Or it's like he didn't really add anything to the accusations. He was just like, smithereens, that's a funny word. And it does feel like Pete. That's a little bit of a pile-on coming from Drew Montana here. I may have to change my vote with, again, haven't taken my hand off of it yet. I'm thinking I'm more in the Drew Montana, because of that sketchy response, I'm thinking it's more of a Drew Montana story. And this face on Zach Amico, he smells you, bruv.
I'll say it sounds very talk to text.
That was Pete Lee referring to Drew Montana saying he talked to texted all of these earlier. What's with a green question mark now? What's the...
Pete, I don't want to show my hand at all, but I was thinking the same thing from the beginning.
Yeah.
This had Drew Montana all over it.
Yeah.
It's funny. Smithereens is funny, and you pointed that out to us to make sure we knew.
I am funny, but yeah. I don't think Talk to Text would pick up smithereens, and I'm willing to bet it right now.
Please, give it a check.
If there's enough of them in the car yelling, it will.
Let's see, we'll talk to text, pick up smithereens.
He knows this because he tried it earlier a bunch, and his voice wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So then he had to just text and drive.
Yeah.
Smithereens.
I mean, I don't understand what this point he's doing anymore. This also is just screaming Drew Montana now. Because what do you mean smithereens? Like, your phone would probably pick that up.
Oh shit, it did.
Wow.
Wow.
Perfect spelling. That's
I mean, it's... Of course it did. Nothing else sounds like smithereens. Sure, it's a silly word, but like...
crazy.
That was really good acting just now.
Yeah.
He's on to you, buddy.
Not to sway the jury, but the person who came up with this story most recently was sitting in their car writing out the stories. So he probably was looking at his car thinking something car related.
See? Incisive. That was Zach Amico using a little bit of think outside the box shit.
So it's Lewis for sure.
This has Lewis written all over it as well.
See, they're circling him. They know.
Pete, you live here now. Do you have a car here?
No, I don't.
So yeah, every time I put gas in the car sounds very current.
What?
When you lived in LA, but I mean like that's
And I had a
but you
Tesla.
wouldn't say every time I put it on, you had a Tesla.
I did Tesla because I really believe in that guy.
Yeah. I know.
Tesla.
Can't be responsible for what the
He believes in Tesla.
guy does in his recreation time.
Yeah, but you know what? Pete goes on the road a lot. He's a road dog. He rents cars, I'm sure, all the time. Nobody's renting a Tesla. That seems like a goddamn nightmare.
I actually do. They're like $19.
He's the goodest white boy alive.
Nobody wants them now.
All right.
Okay.
I think Drew Montana
Flopped hard.
Drew Montana is good at this game. And now I'm thinking maybe this could be him, but it's either Pete or Drew. I'm going to go with my answer.
It's not me.
I'm on Drew.
I'm going Drew, motherfucking Smithereen, Montana.
That's a bad answer.
Let's see, right here.
Hands off the
Might be.
piece.
But I think that says my name on the back of this.
It does. Erase
That's
it.
weird.
Me.
That's funny.
Really, Zach? It does say a car. Maybe Zach's. This could be Zach. Oh, it could be Zach.
I'm doing an impression of me.
It's not me.
Is that awake apnea?
Awake apnea. Who said that? That was funny.
It's not me.
Is that awake apnea?
Okay, Pete Lee. I think I might really like Pete Lee. Does he have a special?
I'm sorry. I love you. Don't say it back.
Smithereens is a very funny word.
Let's find
Zach
out,
and
shall
Pete
we?
are both funnier than me. So
Ooh.
there you go. Fuck.
He has a special, I believe it's on YouTube. Yep. YouTube called Pete Lee, Tall, Dark, and Pleasant. So we'll have to add that to the, oh shit, it premiered on Showtime back in 2021. So, yeah, it'll be worth checking out. Because he's funny in the moment. Now, some comedians are able to leverage that into their writing. This is one of the most basic and commonly accepted phrases, but writing is indeed hard. And you can be organically funny and not have that translate to joke writing. So we'll have to do some Pete Lee coverage coming up here. Because I like him.
All right.
There we go. Alex, all of our answers are in. Who has never been blown to smithereens?
Story number 1 belongs to Drew Montana.
Yeah, the story kind of explains itself. I'm
We nailed that. That's a point. Point for Gyppo.
here, not in Smithereens, but
Oh, wait, 2 points for Gyppo. Let's keep track, shall we?
I did. I had 2 good stories written down, and I was sitting at the Sunoco getting gas in my car on the way here, and I couldn't think of a third. And I talked
See, Zach Amico nailed that. He's a damn detective.
to text to this one as my car was running and an Indian guy was pumping gas into it, and I was like, maybe Alex will pick the other stories, but I'm sorry.
They're randomized. My man.
It's a good story. It's all right.
I think a lot of people, myself sort of included, I had my suspicions, but I wasn't really, set on it. But there was an era of this show where Lewis was doing very, 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 very well constantly. And you can't help but wonder if he was, peeking, because he has access to it. Everyone there works for the guy. He's the magnate of that whole scene. I don't think he's doing it anymore. I think it's a lot more organic. I think the show is better for it. But I'm certain there were theories flying around previous to this.
By the way, thanks for bringing Smithereens to the show.
Yeah.
That's really
Smithereens is a good word. But we're not falling for your wigger horseshit.
What's really funny is Zach Amico called Drew Montana out on the right thing and then randomly guessed Lewis. So he didn't get any points for that.
Anymore. Usually we assume it's going to be some sort of hip-hop-y rhyming scheme when it's Drew's story, but not anymore.
I think the last time I did Story Wars, in my story I wrote, as the day is long. And I tried to blame it on Jay, and they were like, it's true.
If you were fingering some bitch in my hoopty, we'd probably be looking your way.
Didn't get that one.
Alex, where are points at after one story?
In last place with 0 points, Zach Amico.
Yeah, man, you played yourself there.
Is that a GLD chain? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It is.
In 4th place with 1 point, Drew Montana.
Yeah.
Because Drew has a single point because he fooled one person. So you get 1 point for every person you fool, and Zach Amico got fooled. Everyone else has 2 points.
And tied for 1st place with 2 points each, Louis J. Gomez, Big J. Okerson, and Pete Lee.
And turkey.
And turkey again.
So that one of them does this, and the other one does that.
Story number 2.
Story number 2. Once, while standing outside of a comedy club, someone threw a brick at my head. Luckily, it missed.
I do catch Lewis vibes directly off of this, just because, who in the fuck would throw a brick and why? It's I guess shit talking. I've driven people to throw things at me.
What?
That's the luckiest thing I've ever heard of.
Zach, hold on. Zach has a story, but it wasn't outside of a comedy club. Somebody threw a cinder block at you once.
Sometimes this happens too. I mean, it's usually friends of the show or friends of someone on the show. Every now and again, they'll accidentally sell themselves out.
It was standing on your doorstep.
Yes. And I threw a cinder block.
Yeah, no, somebody threw a cinder block at me when we used to live in Harlem.
Yeah, but that's not a comedy club.
Throwing a cinder block. That feels like a two-handed action. Like, what are you like this? It's like an Olympic event.
Yeah,
like
no.
a track and field.
Cinder blocks.
I don't know. Zach's looking pretty sketchy after that. He's kind of giving a little bit of a like unknowing look, kind of mischievous look at Lewis, kind of doing like, why you being cute, amigo?
Heavy thing to throw.
That is for Zach. That's technically breaking.
How big was the guy you were fighting?
Technically, anywhere not in a comedy club is outside of a comedy club.
That's all
That's fair.
so true. A cinder block is a Zach-sized brick.
That's true.
I don't know why I think, again, this is Pete. But, I mean, the last
be
one
Pete.
was me,
His
so I knew
voice?
it was me. But, yeah. Pete seems like he's been in a lot of altercations.
Yeah, I guess I could see.
Yeah, I have been in a lot of altercations.
Pete's a daffodil, though, and then he gets drunk and fuck knows what's going on.
Yeah, luckily it missed. I don't know who I think this is. Let's hear the boys out a little.
He's so sweet until he has 3 drinks, and then he's actually racist.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
I'm racist when I'm sober. And
You're a
I'm
two-shotsy Nazi.
Let's go up to
Two shotsy Nazi. That's Zach Amico.
guys' girlfriends. He's going up to guys' girlfriends and be like, fuck me if I'm wrong, but you want to blow me, right?
He's like, you want to blow me to smithereens, right? Yeah, could this be... Can you imagine somebody throwing a brick at Pete Lee's head?
What would I have to say for that to happen?
I don't know.
Marry me.
I am a
Guys,
marriage
I
hobbyist. I get married a lot.
Nice.
A hobbyist, he said.
I think given the fact that Lewis knows he has this story, and also the looks that Zach is giving him, it feels to me like Zach Amico, but I'm not taking my hand off it yet.
That's less gay than pickleball.
But I will say, Drew lives in Philadelphia,
Yes.
which is a dangerous, dangerous area when there's bricks just all about on the streets.
No reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the
I've been in
government
a lot
puts them
of-
there so we start problems with each other.
I've had a lot of comedy beefs in my days, so this could be me. But I don't know.
Could it be 2 stories in a row for Drew Montana this early?
I thought right away it was Drew.
It has happened before. 2 stories in a row.
Again, but
We've seen it
2 in a
multiple times.
row doesn't happen a lot, just by the odds, but it can happen. It's happened many times.
Also, Big J. Ogerson did grow up in the Philly comedy scene. I don't want to... It was the Black Circuit, which, those people can be rowdy sometimes.
Well, that point aside, also, this isn't one of those stories where clearly Lewis and Jay would have shared it before. Like this is innocuous enough that like maybe it just hasn't come up. Because there are a lot of stories like that where they know each other so well and they've done so much podcasting together. They've heard almost all of the other's stories. So you see that come up. But again, this one is kind of, I would say maybe not innocuous, but it's not like a life-changing, mentality-altering story like some of the ones you'll hear.
He did get tackled on stage in an Eagles jersey.
That was in a white place.
Actually, one time, I believe it was at Skankfest, Kill Tony was at Skankfest, and Jeremiah Watkins was trolling somebody who was on like too much mushrooms, and the dude like came at him. Big J. Okerson just one-armed him, like, nope, just stopped him in his fucking tracks.
Have you ever been in a fight outside of a comedy club?
Which I respect, because not a lot of comedians, I mean, some of them, probably several of them in this circle, but not a lot of comedians would have actually physically stopped the guy, and Jeremiah was going to get his arse kicked.
Lewis.
Me?
Yeah.
Me and Lewis were in a fight together inside
That's
of a
what I'm
comedy
saying.
club.
It's like the odds of this being anybody. It's
I was in a
probably
viral fight outside of a comedy club 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
It's true. I've seen the clip.
I'm trying to remember. Like me and Lewis,
Is this it?
we would know
It's like a super drunk guy. It's a whole thing. Yeah, Google it. I couldn't tell the story.
about each other because one of us would have been involved in the other. It's.
You guys have.
I should have leg checked that brick.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, you guys have a comedy festival where there are fights. Like fights, they surround you.
No.
Fights like Jason Ellis versus Louis J. Gomez.
Oh, that's not true.
Oh,
Well,
no.
see, you mean in the ring,
Oh,
he's saying.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
no
but no
brick
one's throwing
fights.
There's a brick
yeah.
fight?
It's tasers and stuff
Brick fight.
like that, but no bricks.
What if that's next year's fighting challenge?
They do have one where they fight over a taser in the middle of a ring. I've seen it. It's pretty cool.
Bricks.
Brick fights. Okay.
Maybe it's a brick of weed and it's Drew.
That'd be fun, but no. I don't know who this
I think it's more of like a wrestling match for it because I don't remember anyone getting like punched.
one is. This one could be anybody.
I'm getting Pete Lee or Big J vibes on this one.
I thought it was Pete, and then you said Zach.
It's not Zach.
Is it? No.
How the fuck?
I thought you're.
I don't know. Zach, the way he was like, no, it's not me. I don't know. I'm still leaning towards Zach just because I have no other information to go off of.
Not
How do you
missing-
miss Zach with a brick? Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
If you want to shoot Zach, you could just point the gun straight in the air and you'll.
See, they have the little mic box things too. What's that even called? You don't use those in music, so I've never like heard the term before.
Hit him.
It's like
Like a brand cube.
shooting a barrel in a barrel.
Shooting a barrel in a barrel.
Drew, you look like you say it's brick outside because you heard a black guy say it once.
It's brick ass. Okay.
Yeah. Damn, yo.
Drew does kind of look like that, even though I don't understand what he's talking about.
Has been brick outside, but
Bet.
Now it's temperate.
He said bad.
God.
I think Pete Lee is an under the radar shit stir, and I bet he got hammered at a comedy club.
Yeah.
And somebody was just offended and chucked a brick in his head.
I gotta be honest. The only thing that I wouldn't do is I wouldn't put a comma after once and then not put a comma after luckily it meant.
It's a funny inconsistency, albeit very possibly a deflection.
Yeah, that's the
That could be producer error.
Oh, that could be Alex.
It's also a bullshit excuse, dude. It's you. It's definitely you.
Or it's Drew
Look
again.
at Pete. If it's Drew, it's fucking crazy. 2 stories in a row this early in the game should be against the rules, but we can't change the rules now.
The rules are the rules, though, Lewis.
Leave the rules as they stand. If you want to change those rules, you got to take it up with all of us.
We do randomly generate the stories in whatever order they
That's
come
the
up
rules.
in.
That's what's good about
That
it.
is true. You're right.
Them's is the rules.
It's true, yeah. Removing that rule would, I mean, it changes one of the many variables of this show and kind of slims down the mystery. Where it's like the unlikelihood of the lack of likelihood that someone's going to get a story twice is a playable element. You want those in your game.
But you know what? I'm gonna get
Ask me how I know.
the voting going again early. Pete Lee is my answer. Pete Brick Lee.
Pete Brickley. I like that nickname.
Following that.
Shit.
They're going with Pete Lee. And I can kind of see on Zach Amico's face a sort of, first of all, he's got a little bit of blush happening up here, which might just be the act of respiration. But he's also kind of looking a little smug. I'm going with Zach.
Am I a maniac for putting Drew?
I'm going with Lewis.
No.
Sticking with my strategy.
Your hand is all right.
Zach is guessing Lewis again.
Oh.
Which I think is a little bit telling.
Is it you, dude?
Is it?
I don't know why these people think it is all of a sudden.
That was supposed to be a brick, but I forgot how to draw 3D objects.
It's terrible. It looks like I drew the fucking thing.
I got halfway
You just gotta connect the corners, man.
I got halfway and I was real confident, and I said, "What do I do
I
next?"
think that brick made contact.
Brick made contact.
Is this Drew? You guys think it's Drew? You think it's Lewis?
Bro, you would have heard the story about me, Jay.
I guess I understand where they're coming from. I already took my hand off, but I'm starting to feel a little nervous.
Jay, you would have heard the story about me. We're best friends.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So Nolan guessed Zach. Lewis guessed Pete. Big J guessed Drew.
Now that makes
Drew guessed Pete. Pete guessed Lewis. And Zach guessed Lewis.
you really doubt the thing, because you would have told us on a podcast. And
Definitely.
You would know.
Shit is not Pete.
Shit, is it not Pete? It's Lewis. Fuck.
Alex, whose story is story number 2?
Story number 2 belongs to Lewis.
Gosh
J.
damn it.
Gomez.
I knew it.
Son of a bitch, he's good.
Oh my god. I knew it.
Yeah.
It's funny, if you go back, I said initially that this is throwing Lewis vibes.
I just really
No points awarded. But still.
banked on Jay never listening to my stories.
See, they tell the same story every now and then.
I feel
They
like
tell each other these stories.
I think I've heard you tell this story on a podcast.
I might have told it on a podcast
Yeah.
at one point, but
I
yeah.
found most of your story. That new one where that guy beat you up in Austin.
Come on, dude. I checked that second leg kick.
Oh yeah, that's right, you did. Rogan didn't see that.
Rogan didn't see it though.
You should look it up. It's funny. I don't remember where I saw it covered.
Yeah,
Probably in like Legion of Skanks clips or something.
this was in Canada, I
I
think.
watch those now.
I want to say Toronto. Ryan Long was there and Rob May was there. That's what I remember. And the person,
Ryan Long, we've covered him on our channel. Yeah, he's like the skater Canadian guy.
I don't know if they were trying to hit me with a brick. All it is, we were all standing outside of a comedy club, and it was a drive-by bricking. Somebody just threw a...
Somebody, and I don't know why, but sitting behind Lewis, just like pulled his hoodie way up over his shirt, and his arms are down here. It's not like he was like sneaking a vape. He just like put his head inside his shirt and let it fall out. And now he's got narcotics eyes, dude. This motherfucker's on some shit.
brick at the group, and it whizzed by my head. It
He
was...
went that way, dearie.
I don't know. Now he's back in there.
Take a brick to the face, eh?
Sorry, we gotta go back for the story here.
drive-by bricking. Somebody just threw a brick at the group, and it whizzed by my head. It
He
was...
went that way, dearie.
Take a brick to the face, eh?
Irish, I think.
What's that about?
And yeah, it
Canadian.
whizzed right by my head, and I was like, holy shit, and it smashed onto the ground. And we're like, dude, I almost fucking died outside of a comedy show where I sold 51 tickets.
Damn, dude. If you only would have sold 50, that never would have happened. It was that 51st that sent it over the edge.
But luckily, it missed. Alex, 2 stories down. Where are points at?
I got 2. We're at 2 points here at Team Eeks.
In last place with 1 point, Drew Montana.
Come on.
Because he fooled Zach and Nico.
Tied for 3rd place with
It's
2.
funny because you hear everyone say, like, oh, I should have gone with my gut on that one. But Lewis definitely pulled ahead a
2
little.
points each, Big J Okerson and Zach Amico. And tied for the lead with 4 points each, Lewis J. Gomez and Pete Lee.
It's anybody's game.
Zach, did you remember me telling that story? Is that why you knew it was me?
Nope.
Okay.
Just made the assumption.
You just, like, who deserves to get hit in the head?
Who do I want to throw a brick at right now?
Story Warriors, let's thank our sponsor for today.
Oh, okay. So, 2 stories down. Now, I don't know that we're going to do all 8. You know, we'll see. I want to keep this, keep it around our usual run time. And also, you know, go follow Story Wars. Go subscribe. Watch the rest of it yourself. But we'll see. We'll see how many we get through. We'll at least get into doing double points. Or we'll at least get into when they start doing double points. Which is after story number 4. But we're going into story number 3 now.
Sports to make this very, very fun. And if you...
Oh boy. Yeah, everyone's promoting that sweet gambling. It became normalized so quickly. I remember it was like frowned upon for a while. Some would argue, understandably so. I don't gamble, so I don't really care, but It's like one of the few addictions that just missed me. I got a bunch of gambling enthusiasts in my family, but just not one that ever hit. Couldn't tell you why. I'm absolutely loaded. It's a rich man's pastime. I think they're done with
Story
their
Warz,
ads.
longtime sponsor at this point. I love.
Yep. Yep. Probably, I don't know, but I think there's probably some weirdness if I let the product placement or the whatever ad reads for someone else's channel play on mine. Right? It's probably weird. Feels like it's probably weird.
And meticulously hand set so.
But yeah, they're selling necklaces now. Nothing like a necklace you got from a Story Warz podcast. This looks like it's bling. Is that? Yeah, I think that's bling.
With GLD's lifetime.
Oh, I snuck one in. It's just been on the same like screenshot of a dude wearing his blings. Ooh, he's got some neck tattoos too. He's got a neck tattoo of a skull right here, just under his neck. Probably a cool hang.
Story number 3.
Story number 3. Now let's do this.
Story number 3. My neighbor got really high, bought a car on his Amex, and forgot about it. When it got delivered...
Neighbor got really high and bought a car on his Amex. This screams Pete Lee to me, because I don't think he's done a lot of, like, drugas. And it seems like the kind of thing that, like, you don't buy cars on a credit card when you're high. I mean, like, I've never even heard of anything like that. Drunk, for sure.
His wife...
But that's, again, very indicative of someone who hasn't been around it a lot, doesn't do it, and hasn't spent his life around it. Because it's like, you kind of, they tend to conflate those two types of stories. They're like, so-and-so got so high, and then they'll fill in something that's like they're acting drunk. It's like, I don't know. It's either performative or it's bullshit.
Wife was mad that they didn't have anywhere to put it, so he gave his old car to me.
I immediately think Pete Lee.
I can guarantee this isn't me.
I didn't know you can buy a car on an Amex.
Pete's already looking kind of guilty, too.
How's that possible? You have to, like, sign paperwork and shit.
You can buy a car on an Amex.
Right, yeah, it's Carvana, right?
Why can't you?
No, that's shorthand from bought a car from a Mexican.
From Amex. See, he's quick. That's Zach Amico.
I bought a car from Amex.
Amex, okay.
A Mexican.
Shout out to Puerto Vallarta right now.
I just don't understand.
That's, you know what, joke of the year so far, folks.
Amex.
Really good. It's not
a joke.
No, this is when it gets delivered after you bought on your app. You have to, like, sign paperwork and shit.
Is Jay playing the game right now?
No, I've gone to get every car I've got. I've driven. No, that's not true. One time a guy brought
I mean, like, yeah, this is a crazy story.
it to me, but it wasn't on my Amex.
Didn't Voss buy a Rolls Royce on eBay?
A
Rich Voss they're talking about.
Rolls Royce?
Didn't Voss buy a really nice car on eBay?
Bonnie's doing great.
Bonnie's his wife.
Maybe it might have been like that. Maybe it was like an online thing, and then it got delivered.
Oh, yeah,
This car is for headliners.
Have you opened the trunk of a rented BMW?
I'm surprised how many people in this room know Voss.
It's because of them. I mean, I only know Rich Voss because I think Story Warz. Heard him referenced, maybe came up on Red Bar a time or two, but largely, yeah, it's just from you guys.
Crazy. This is out of control right now.
That'd feel good. Lewis, do you think that
Bonnie McFarlane is way funnier.
guy's chain is $150,000 or $200?
That is famous rapper Young Gravy, so I think that's a real chain right there.
Is it
Sounds familiar to me, Young Gravy. But also, like, I was watching the clips from the Legion of Skanks earlier today, and they had not a member of the 3-6 Mafia. Which is like, I mean, that's famous, right? At least Yester famous. Was it 3-6? No, it was G Unit. It was 50 Cent. It was G Unit. My bad. Same era, comparable era.
$150,000? 5,000 still. That's a lot. Bad. No, that's pretty nice. Nice. Hell yeah. It's a nice chain.
Did anybody else get lost in his eyes?
Pete.
Young Gravy's eyes. Zach just heard gravy and he started to come.
I was here under the assumption there would be gravy.
Yeah. I was told gravy would be here.
I'll settle for old gravy.
I'll settle for old gravy.
Guys, but I don't have to like win to get the gravy, right? Like everybody gets gravy?
Yeah, the more I hear him, the more I'm like, all right, Zach Amico's funny.
I didn't even notice him. I just kept looking.
You know, a lot of these guys kind of grow on you like that.
Over like
they all remind me of dudes I grew up riding the bus with.
Damn, it's crazy that
I've heard me talk about it before, but I had the farthest bus stop. I was the last stop out in the middle of the swamp before they turned around and went back to the school. So I was the first one on and last one off at the end of the day. So it was. I spent a lot of time on the bus. He's hanging out with dudes much like this.
that girl's a Story Warz fan. That's what's look at the rest of these, and then her.
They just bleep the R word.
My bad, King. I apologize.
He goes, did she wander in from Juilliard? Look at this riffraff here. These guys aren't related. Why would they hang out other than they both do the same drugs? Yeah. These are guys that get pulled over on the show Cops together all the time. They're like, why would these two be driving around? That's Gus. I know him from the VFW. We both love meth.
You gotta love when comedians do this. And you know, they're playing the room. And I tend to call it out on the specials when they do it. But when they don't have a crowd-facing camera and they're just like doing some very in-depth riffing about like the crowd's appearance or whatever, it's like, I don't want to say alienating, but you're at least leaving many of us out of the joke where it's like, sure, yeah, I bet he looks like that.
I don't know who the
take your word for it, I guess.
Fuck, how do you buy a car on an Amex? How's that possible? There's paperwork, dude. You gotta sit there and do a thing on a desk.
No, you don't.
What?
If you can just buy a car on your Amex. Why can't you?
On your phone?
Yes.
I will say you're supposed
Buddy, I have to go there and I have to sign a...
You say, I mean, like, this exists. There's, like, car vending machines and shit. You see them on the side of the highway.
No, you're supposed
to get a loan, not if you're just buying the car outright.
You can just buy a car.
Hang on. Why'd you fucking put the tone there? Say outright again.
Outright.
Yeah.
Shut up, dude. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sick of this whole corner over here. This crowd is losing control.
He's referring to the corner of the person that, like, kind of turtled into his hoodie for a sec, so.
That was weird, right? Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Lions.
Go Birds.
Lewis has been called alt-right so many times, now he has to say outright that way, too.
Because what if you buy it
Zach Amico
outright?
There's just a whole corner of ICE agents.
You know what?
That great DreamWorks movie.
This is Pete Lee.
I think it's Pete Lee as well. Pete Lee would live
a
next
weird
to somebody.
story, yeah.
This is some LA horse shit.
Yeah,
Somebody
LA
had an
horse
Amex
shit.
black card and put fucking 60K right on it, and that was that.
That's it. So here, take my fucking 2012 Lexus because my wife's pissed off. Here you go, Pete. This is you son of a bitch.
You're guessing Pete, too.
This could be Jay. Yeah,
This could be Jay really fucking playing the game right now.
Are you out of your mind?
I don't know.
You wouldn't know that I was driving around in a car that a neighbor just gave me because he bought a car on an Amex.
Gets crazy. Again, it's an insane. The whole thing's crazy and kind of hard to believe. My biggest clue I'm going off of is that it screams some kind of unfamiliarity with what it's like to be very high.
Neighbor.
That's a great point.
No,
Jay.
put me down, you fucking nitwit.
It's not what I thought it was going to be.
Is it possibly Lewis? Because I know it's not because I would know this. This is crazy. This is a once-in-a-lifetime situation.
For sure.
I'm gifted a car by my neighbor who had too many cars for his wife. It never came up. That's not my one-man show topic.
Yeah, as a refresher, because at the bottom of the screen they have the story up. So for you guys, the story is my neighbor got really high, bought a car on his Amex, and forgot about it. When it got delivered, his wife was mad that they didn't have anywhere to put it, so he gave his old car to me. That's an insane story. For 1,000 reasons, but as unbelievable as it is that your neighbor would just give you a car, I find it comparably, actually far more unbelievable that like someone got high and did that and then forgot. High on what? That's a good question. High on what is the thing? If anything, this screams like meth or something.
Thank you guys for taking a break from scoring meth to be here. Young Gravy, take us to commercial.
This also could be Drew Montana.
It's definitely not me.
I love how emotional Jay is right now.
I've only had shitty cars and I've paid way too much money for all of them. I've spent like $8,000 on Chevy Cobalts that don't start my whole life. So this is not me. I've never been gifted a thing that ran and operated.
You could have stopped that. I've never been gifted.
Got his ass, dude. It's one of those. It was right there, but it's kind of a thinker. It's a clever dude.
I shouldn't care this much, but I don't know whose story this is. Wait, I'm gonna go to the audience. Who do you guys think it is?
Pete.
It's Big J. Here's the thing. This could be.
I didn't believe it was you last.
Let me say this. I think this could be a young Big J story. When we started hanging out, I wouldn't have known if you were
right. But if he was young Big J, like at that point, you wouldn't have been able to just buy a car on your American Express card. Like nowadays, you got the internet, so you could just like again Carvana or whatever, which I only understand what it is from commercials. But
gifted your car, I guess I would.
My Honda Accord.
Yes, I would have.
My Honda Accord hatchback.
Just how hardcore he's going without believing you could buy a car on an Amex.
I know. I thought it was Jay at first, and now I wish I'd put Jay.
It's either Pete or Big J. Oh, dude, I'm gonna go Big J just because I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed if it's not, and I didn't listen to the audience. Big J, Okerson.
You listened to two guys who were bonded only by methamphetamines. And they sent you down such a bad road, and I want you to learn this lesson. I'm glad you're about to learn this lesson the hard way. I'm glad you had to do this. I'm glad Young Gravy sees this. I think he holds you in too high standing. Young Gravy, if you please, Alex.
Story number 3 belongs to Pete Lee.
But Jay, now we know we can trigger you with automotive financials. I love you.
So Pete, tell us a little bit more about the story. What type of car did he give you?
He gave me a Tesla, actually.
Was your neighbor Elon Musk?
It was my neighbor Nico.
Yeah, awesome. We nailed that one. That puts us up to 4 points.
It was in the house in the Palisades that I lived in that burned down. And
before we get into the next question, I have to piddle so bad, but we'll get to it and then I'll go.
I actually have a pretty rad picture of the car that was burned, and but yeah, we were getting stoned one night, and then he was like, I think I want to buy the new Tesla S. It was the one that was called Plaid or whatever. It was like the fastest car ever.
Does this dude want to fuck you? What is this? It's a crazy thing.
So yeah,
I guess I've been around friends that like bought crazy shit, but never. I don't know.
Bought it, and then he forgot that he bought it, and then he called me from the harbor because him and his business partner were like, I think we're gonna fly to Alaska and go fishing.
Where did you live that this is your neighbor?
And he goes, do you just want my old car because we don't have anywhere to put it because the HOA sucked? I go, is this how rich people talk to each other? Like,
It was your neighbor though. That's insane. I guess that's some New York shit for you.
Like, I need to rehome my Tesla. And yeah, and then I got a Tesla.
How do he just signed it over to you?
Yeah, I was like, I was stupid, and I go, well, I got to give you something. And so
Please, let me point at you and call you while you masturbate. Whatever rich guys are into.
Hold on, I'm gonna blow you to smithereens.
I don't understand.
Little callback there.
Can I be honest? I wish I would have thought of that. Because I gave him $10,000.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, this is their. That's the kind of tax bracket I have a hard time relating to.
Oh, you idiot!
You could
Had.
just chug
Now I get it.
cock for 15 minutes.
That's how not gay I am. I didn't even think of it.
Respect.
That's how gay you are. You didn't think of it.
Can I do a joke that's just for me?
Sure.
This happened in California, right?
Uh-huh.
So you drove Nico's LA Tesla?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Nikola Tesla. Nico's LA Tesla.
Everyone think real quick.
Oh, I got there.
It's named after Nikola Tesla.
Oh, yeah, Nikola Tesla.
Ooh, okay, that was
By the way,
smart.
Nico was named
I wouldn't call it smart. I'd call it a little bit of a reach, but it's fun with words, and I'm here for that.
after him. That was really... All right, I love that.
I said it was for me only.
We'll be right back with a performance from the Spin Doctors. You're watching Story Wars.
Alex, where are points at? 3 stories down.
In last place with 2 points, Zach Amico.
Weird. I think he's better at this game than he's letting himself be.
In 4th place with 3 points, Drew Montana.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that story, which it's not, we're never going to know, but also it's one of the rules of the show that there has to be a true story. You're allowed to lie when you're trying to throw people off, but the story itself needs to be a true one. And this smacks to me of someone who, like, him and his rich neighbor were getting high, and was like, I need a new car. I was like, I'll sell you my old one for cheap. I don't know. Doesn't it just seem a little crazy? And then he just decided to give him $10,000.
Tied for 2nd place with
really specific and high number to be like, I gotta give you something.
4 points each, Louis J. Gomez and Big J. Okerson.
Wait, they're tied for what with 4 points?
Each, Louis J. Gomez. Tied for 2nd place with 4 points each.
It's us too. We're right, tied for 2nd.
Each, Louis J. Gomez and Big J. Okerson.
I hadn't considered keeping score for this. I think that makes it a little more fun.
And
how's your score doing? Let us know in the comments. Us.
And in the lead with 6 points, Pete Lee.
Wow, Pete Lee.
Yeah, he went way up on that one. A lot of people weren't as keen as us. If I would have stuck with Lewis on the last question, I'd be up there in first.
Pete Lee, the only person up here who is not a confirmed story warrior.
Oh, yeah, I haven't won it.
No, this could be your night.
The last time, you guys do realize I got 0 points.
No, it wasn't 0. It was 2. It was like 2 because
no one's gotten 0 yet.
we've never had anybody get 0.
Okay, all right.
It's a feat we're still waiting for.
Okay.
And a perfect game.
Yep.
Do you guys want to
come close? I think they've been one answer away from a perfect game.
hear my California Nikola Tesla joke?
Sure.
That's it.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just being a goose, Zach. I love you.
I was just being a goose, Zach.
Alex, story number 4.
All right, before we get into story number 4, I need to take a little pedal break and hit the little boy's room. I'll be back. back into it. Again, looking at the clock here. Probably won't get through the entire episode, but I think that's best, right? You know, that way we leave it open. You can go watch it over on their channel. We are not fully spoiling everything. After this next story, I will do a reading from Corey Feldman's autobiography, Coreyography. And then we'll have a musical performance at the end of the show, as is the new tradition. So stick around.
Story number 4. In a stroke of bad luck, I got pulled over for a brake light. The cops found weed remnants that weren't mine. Then they ran my ID and arrested me for a warrant. Then did the same to both of my passengers.
This sounds ethnic.
I told you, 2 drinks in.
In a stroke of bad luck, I got pulled over. I think Zach Amico.
It starts getting racist. Here we are. I've been arrested many a times, and the only thing.
Yeah, it does sound like Zach.
I'll say that
I forgot my drink, so I'll be right back.
The weed remnants would have been mine.
Yeah, that's weird.
And I say that as I make eye contact with my son.
But maybe that's you. That's fair. Maybe this is you playing the game, though.
I could be playing the game.
That it could have been somebody's weed in the back seat.
Yeah, like the one they found that didn't happen to be yours. I didn't smoke weed till my mid-20s.
You were also in a car with 3 different people with warrants.
Yeah, again, that seems very Zach Amico.
Yeah.
He seems like he may have been brought up in a comparable town to myself. I mean, not because we're similar, but he reminds me very much of people I grew up with.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Could be.
The kind of kid where you'd go over to his house after school and have to end up going to the hospital for a tetanus shot.
Doesn't strike me as Pete Lee.
I mean, because I have an ID.
Sure.
Yeah, there's so much in this story. There's so many things.
This is an extraordinarily story.
What was that? He blacked out. They bleeped or they censored something there. What word was that?
This is an extraordinarily story.
I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
How are you feeling right now? Palms are sweaty?
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Oh yeah, it's like that song.
Whose birth control is going on?
That was my Eminem battle rap alarm.
What is that vomit on your sweater already?
Who sets their alarm for 8:30 p.m.? This guy. He's like, whoa, man, I gotta get up.
That's why he has to take his insulin before he gets his next fix.
I gotta go back to being a garden gnome.
These guys are fucking.
Sorry.
These guys are fucking long road truckers, dude.
Yeah, Pete Lee's starting to get a little saucy here.
This is just a stop.
Methadone the clock.
Yeah, I mean, Drew, this could easily be you. This is a very Philly-esque story. Also, I mean, so you do smoke weed, but this could be, once again, you playing the game.
Smoke a lot of weed, but I also hang out with people that smoke a lot of weed. I drive. I literally got pulled over recently with Naeem, and he got taken to jail that night.
That's true.
Really?
Yeah. For the
Naeem's a black guy, by the way. In case
my black friend Naeem.
Yeah. It's spelled how you can never guess.
It's spelled difficult for algorithms.
There's more than one apostrophe.
I will say that voice to text will never get the name Naeem.
This could be me also, and I don't know the word remnants, though. I wouldn't be a remnants guy.
You know who would be? Zach Amico.
I'm not a remnant type bull. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm still not sure that's how remnants is spelled. Yeah, I guess it is.
So as a refresher, in a stroke of bad luck, I got pulled over for a brake light. The cops found weed remnants that weren't mine. They ran my ID and arrested me for a warrant. Then did the same to both of my passengers.
But
Jay, how many times have you been in jail?
Huh?
How many times have you been in a prison cell?
Like a jail, like overnight.
Yeah, holding,
One of the
whatever.
overnight things. 3 or 4.
That's enough where it might be Jay.
Somebody asked me that question recently. And it was one of those times where it's like, I don't know. More times than I've kept track of. It's not a charismatic answer, but it's true.
I wasn't even thinking, Jay, until that. How many times have you been to jail, Zach?
0.
Yeah?
See, I was running around being a hooligan before weed was legal in most places. Back when it was a Schedule I narcotic. It was like, young me got into quite a bit of trouble. Just for a random joint here and there.
But this could be before Big J
among other things.
Started smoking weed. I don't remember the story.
All party-based, looking back on it.
But a warrant.
Wait, can we do a jail count? How many times, Lewis?
6, 7.
6, 7?
It's so funny being one of the old people now on the other side of that. Because remember, like, when we were young, you'd say things, and then when people our age would start saying them, they were, like, long dead. It's funny being the old people now. Being like, 6, 7, am I right, youngins? And they're like, nah, dog. However they talk now.
Alright.
Skibbity no.
Gotta get involved.
Damn, dude.
6, 7 before I was 30. Then like another 7 times, something like that.
Oh my God, look at this teenager giving your son alcohol. There's rum in it.
I'm 1, but I wasn't for that.
What were you in jail for, Pete?
I saved a guy's life, and then I beat up 6 cops, and then I had to go to the tombs.
What? We gotta go minor for that one. It's a crazy story. Why isn't that on there?
Saved a guy's life, and then I
You beat up 6 cops and didn't get shot? There's luck for you.
beat up 6 cops, and then I had to go to the tombs.
What?
That's literally Naeem's same exact story. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Naeem has that same story.
What a story. It's like, I got arrested for having the biggest dick in the land.
It is how it comes off a little bit.
Getting too much pussy, one time.
Is your name spelled P-E''T-E?
What are you, the last dragon?
The funny thing is,
Well, just one time I had to go to jail. I beat up 6 cops. Pete, what? What are you, Batman? Nothing makes sense from your clothes to your personality.
I am hate Bargatze. I really am. No, they mistook me because there was
For a guy who would go down with 6 cops. They made the fatal mistake of thinking I was a guy who would go down to just 6 police officers.
Were they all women? That's crazy. What type of lucky son of a bitch fights 6 female cops?
Oh shit, there must be a strike or something. Let's go, ladies. Somebody DJ this.
All right, coalition of Indian and Chinese cops, this is our big score.
They're the traffic cops that don't even have handcuffs.
It was 6 meter maids.
It was there was a diner owner. I won't say the diner, but he pressed charges against me. He tried to get a restraining order. So a diner owner punched one of the busboys. They were in an altercation, and then I caught his head because fighters, we don't let people's head hit the ground. And then my hand was bloody. I had 16 stitches.
Fighters, we don't let the head hit the ground? I would never have pegged him as a fighter.
When the cops showed up, I helped the busboy get away, and then you guys see how I dress. I dress like a busboy, and so the cops thought I was the busboy. And I also was, it was the anniversary of my house burning down, and I was on about 5 grams of mushrooms.
He parties harder than I thought.
And
This was recently?
You fought cops in the last 2 years?
I thought this was 20 years ago.
This was last year, he said. Oh my God, Pete Lee rules.
This is last year.
This happened last year?
Yeah, and I went to jail, and I went to the tombs, which was like great. I made a lot of friends. And
the tombs are great.
By the way, the police, they're my friends. They're my friends now, and I had them down to the cellar for a show, and they literally, I'm the only guy that
The police that you beat up and then came down to your show.
Yeah.
He's dating one of them now. He's getting married to her.
Yeah. Her name is Tim.
I don't know why this still doesn't make me think it's his story though.
Wait, we're talking about a different story on here right now. That's what's crazy.
It was
just a
bad
great story.
stroke of luck.
Yeah.
But it was a good stroke of luck in that they stuck up for me, and they realized that I was the wrong guy, and then One of the cops actually got the footage of me saving the guy's life because in New York City, if the original crime didn't happen, then none of the resisting arrest happened. That's how I got
Bum
off.
bum.
Chong, 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 gong, gong.
I would do it again if I could.
100 Center Street, Part 3.
Big J, talk to
I
me.
like Pete Lee, man.
Big J.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I like you too.
Thanks, dude.
He's an interesting guy.
He's the man.
Yeah, I might be an aspire. I might be a budding Pete Lee fan.
Talk to
Jay,
me about this being or not
Talk to
I.
me. Yeah. Tell
We'll
me,
definitely have to check out his special.
this is not your story because I'm getting Big J vibes on this one. I feel like this is before we were friends. This is some early shit back in the day when you're driving from Philly to New York every day. You were hanging out with fucking Keith and Kevin Hart and all these guys who probably had warrants.
They got arrested once. I had to go get Keith out of jail for sure, yeah. But I didn't get arrested with Keith and Kev, no.
The first time I did this show, you had a story about you and Keith getting
Well, and again, my guess is Zach, because he also hasn't had a story yet, which by now is like starting to, you know, strain the odds a little.
arrested with somebody else in the car.
No.
I think so.
Going back a little.
Getting arrested.
And Kev, no.
The first time I did this show, you had a story about you and Keith getting arrested with somebody else in the car.
No.
I think
Pretty damning.
so.
No.
She's going to check the tapes.
For sure. Keith's only been arrested one time since we've been friends, and it was him and Kev, and then I had to go get him out. And then
Yeah, you're right.
multiple women came to bail him out, which was the funniest thing in the world.
But
You
since
know, like,
then,
I'm
he
here to
has
bail.
had a stroke of bad luck.
Yeah.
He got a stroke. God damn.
Twice in fact.
I'm still.
Yeah, Keith, I don't know his last name. I've only ever seen him on here and heard people talk about him. But I guess he's like just the meanest, most bitter dude, and then he had a stroke, but he's still just like a fucking asshole. People love him.
Getting Big J vibes here.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I think it's Jay just because 3-4 times in jail.
That's what I needed.
That's more than I've been.
That's what I needed.
You voted me every time, Jay. I think you're in last place.
No,
That's fine.
I'm not in last place.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm tied for second place.
Even knows how to spell your
Yeah,
name
we're all tied for second place, man.
right now.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, that was an angry
It's all
thing
good.
too when I started writing. That sent a message.
Big
Okay.
J gets the voting going with Drew Montana.
I needed it.
I mean,
I'm sticking with Zach and Miko. If nothing else for the odds of it all.
to me,
this
he threw it
is
to me hard.
I'm having a hard time reading him because I thought he looked kind of self-satisfied before, and I was wrong. But now he's looking like he's doing a poker face.
I knew.
100% a story I've had but did not submit. And I can prove it by remnants won't show up and talk to text.
I'll bet you right now.
I'll bet you everything right now. I'll bet my life on it.
Yes, I will fucking kill myself if Remnant shows up right now and talks.
Yeah, what if the Grim Reaper's like, I took what you said on Story Warz seriously, and he kills
Pete
me?
Lee votes Big J.
Really?
Why do you think it's
Oh,
Big
wow.
J, Pete?
Black friends.
So why do you think it's Big J? And Pete Lee says, 'cause black friends. He does get a little racist when he's drinking.
Zach, same answer.
Yep. I think it's because in a stroke of bad luck, because they wanted to make sure that the topic of the show matched the story,
Man, everyone is voting Big J.
and they walked us too deep into it, which makes me feel like this is a setup by someone who does the show every week.
Also, he's doing a lot of doing right now. If it's his story, you'd think his answer's already out there. Most people have already answered, so we might have missed this one. Let's see.
I think you're right. I think Big J got no points here, or somebody cleaned the fuck up. Either way, all of our answers are in, Alex.
Story number 4 belongs to Big J Overson.
Can I just do Alex's job on the show? I don't want
Damn it all, anyway.
to play anymore. This game's dumb.
I guess everybody had him made, yeah.
No, I have very interesting.
Perhaps I was being a little biased. Zach Amico just looks like the type of dude who would have gotten arrested with two of his friends.
Hilarious story.
For weed and shit.
And everybody knows it's me.
Weed and warrants, moreover.
All the time.
Remnants.
I'm sorry, I can't turn it off. I can't write boring in my stories to appease you fucking guys.
It is actually pretty common that Jay gets busted because of his eloquent storytelling.
Do you feel better now that you know how you can buy a car with an Amex?
I didn't. I was unaware of that completely. I will say that surprised me.
Jay, tell us more about this story. Who was in the car?
Well, Ray from Philly, comedian, was in the back seat, and I guess smoking a lot of weed and putting out the roaches in my back ashtray.
You didn't know he was smoking weed in your car, bro? Come on.
As he does.
We're not the police. You can be honest with us.
Cops pulled me over.
You think One Ray would have taught him better?
One Ray did. And he left the roaches in my back ashtray, and I got pulled over for a brake light being out. He wasn't in the car anymore. It was me, Kurt Metzger, and his girlfriend at the time, who was in the back seat. Kurt Metzger's a hilarious comic, lunatic.
Yeah, I watched Kurt Metzger on Derek and Hassan. And it's funny how the last 5 years have taken what used to be really fringe conspiracy guys and turned them into, like, kind of relatable conspiracy guys who, like, still act very fringe, but there's been since 2020, there have been too many things that are like, oh, wait, aliens do exist? Tom DeLonge isn't crazy?
And
that's a script I probably will end up finishing someday because no one's told that story, and like Joe Rogan did Tom DeLonge dirty, bro, and then never brought it up again.
Young lunatic at this point, and we're in the car, and the cop goes, he goes, hey, can I search the car? When he pulled me over for the brake light, he goes, I want to search the car. I went, sure.
Boop.
Well, there's nothing. I didn't smoke weed, and then
I'm not even gonna.
He opens the back ashtray and shows me things. And I go, oh, those aren't mine. And he goes, yeah, okay. He goes, give me your ID right now. And he goes and runs my ID. And I had a warrant because there was a video store in my neighborhood, mom and pop store. And when I turned 18, I was like, oh, I can go rent porno. And I rented like 6 of them, and I just kept them and figured I'd never go back to that porno place again.
I hope it was really Sleepless in Seattle.
You get a warrant for that shit?
Straight up porn.
You have a warrant for porn crimes?
Alright, Drew Montana with a little bit of a banger there.
That usually ends really bad, man.
I know. It's not what you think, I'll say.
How young were they?
Yeah, I read these porns. Never brought them back, and I was just like, yeah, I'll just never go to that. But, I'm a Blockbuster guy for my not porn. And now I got these 6 porns. And,
in your defense, you never had to answer to a mom and a pop before.
Never in my life. Both? No way.
You are kind. Did you rewind?
Jay was used to mom stores. Mom and mom.
Yeah, I would rewind the 3 minutes to keep watching that same scene to beat my wang to again. Sorry, Lewis's son.
That's why he wears the gloves, James.
Yeah. So
the spikes are on the
James,
outside.
The gloves keep your palms always warm.
Sorry.
So, where was I?
I don't know.
So the cops, I go, it's not mine. They run my ID and they find out that I have a warrant because this guy from this mom and pop video store was very litigious, and he would take you to court. And I had a warrant. I guess I had a bench warrant. The guy, they sent me an order that I had to come to court, and I never looked for that. I was never looking for something. I had to go to court, so I never went. And there was a warrant out for my arrest. When the guy ran my ID, he goes, I had a warrant. They pulled me out. I go, all right. So I told Kurt, I was like, hey, you drive my car back to my mom's, whatever. And then I don't know. We're driving to your house, and I'll figure it out when I get out. And then they go, we're gonna run your ID. And they had Kurt jumping turnstile. Warrant.
Oh God, fucking arrested for some crazy shit. This feels like very New York shit to me.
Paid ticket, he gets arrested, and I go, well, all right, hey, Kurt's girlfriend, you drive the car to the wherever, and then, whatever the police station or whatever, and we'll figure it out from there. They said we could bail out that night. And then she gets in the car, and me and him are both in the back of the same cop car. And we go, what's the name of that girl again? And they go, blah, blah, blah. And they go, grab her too. She's got a warrant also.
Who would have thought this story was about 3 white people?
I do. But the catalyst was a black guy.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month too, Ray.
Me and Naeem got pulled over. It was me, Naeem, and Ryan Foster. We were coming home from
Drew Montana is volunteering a story.
Soul Joel's like 2 months ago, and I got pulled over for
Soul Joel's white, by the way.
Soul Joel white, one of the good ones.
No.
No, we got pulled over. I had an expired registration. I was smoking a blunt when we got pulled over. Threw it out of the car, and it obviously smelled like weed. And the cop came up to the window, and I knew I was fucked because I had like weed on me. It smelled like weed. And Ryan Foster's the man. He was like, dude, any weed you got on you, just give it to me. I'll take it. So I gave him like a gram of weed. It wasn't even that much. And I was like, whatever the ticket is, I'll pay it. They end up taking all of our IDs because Naeem's in the back seat. They don't like that out there. And
not in them there parts.
So they take all of our IDs, run them. They come back. They're like, all right, Naeem has a warrant, so all 3 of you got to get out of the car, and we're going to search it because it smells like weed. And so then they searched the car, and I forgot I had an ounce of weed under my seat from like a month ago.
What the fuck? What do you grow or something? That's some shit maybe if I've ever heard somebody say that, oh, I had an ounce I forgot about. It was like someone who was trying to flex and probably lying.
I don't know. It was like bullshit.
How do you forget?
I mean, like, aside from working out in Northern California, that's just not a thing.
You had an ounce of weed under your seat.
It was bad weed.
Right, thank you, Lewis.
Oh, I don't know. It was like bullshit.
How do you forget about an ounce of weed under your seat?
It was bad weed. It was, at the time, I was, whatever. But,
bad weed. Not whatever. How?
But,
balling?
So the cop came back with that, and he just gave it to the other cop, and he's like, you said you only had a gram, but he was kind of like joking around and just gave them the weed. And then they let me and Ryan go with I had an expired registration, no insurance, and over an ounce of weed in the car in multiple bags. And they let me and Ryan drive home. They took Naeem to jail
From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with palm. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Do they not feel the horrible optics of that action? That's crazy. Hey, you white boys get home safe now, huh? With your ounce of weed, what is this? Are we in Tennessee?
I had just put the blunt out. I just put the blunt out. There was smoke getting into the cop's face.
Oh boy!
And he was like, "You guys are good."
What seems to be the problem, officer?
It was crazy. This isn't even the story from the show.
Naeem had a warrant for a.
Why not have that, Mr. Talk to Text? See that story? You got lucky as fuck there. This would have killed, but instead you just hijacking some time.
He got a DUI like 5 years ago, and he went to court for it multiple times, paid all the tickets. His last court appearance, like the last thing, he missed it. And they gave him a warrant. It was 5 years ago, though. And, dude,
tale as old as time.
It's so crazy. Like, we should have all been in jail that night, and they were like, you two fine whites, go home.
Get home to your together parents.
Once they queue up story number 5, we will be doing a reading from Corey Feldman's autobiography, Coreyography.
Production-wise, can we get
It's coming up here.
slow zoom in on Steve Harvey's face?
Well, ain't that a bitch?
Think like a lady, act like a man.
4 stories down, Alex. Where are our points at?
All right.
Okay, we're going to find out where we're at on the scoreboard. We still only have 4 points.
It tied for 4th place with 4 points each.
Dropping.
Big J. Okerson and Zach Amico.
See, one thing about playing along at home is we don't have the... You know what? Next time what we'll do is we'll pick one of the contestants and we'll pin our points. Like, if they win points for telling a story and, like, then we'll just add those points to ours. We'll have to choose them at the very beginning, but that'll be like our horse in the race, because that way we have a chance to win more than, because that's where you can really gain the most points in this game, is when you fool people. I got more spammers out there. If nothing else, I appreciate you in the chat, because it helps me get shown to more people. Who doesn't want to see this kind of thing? Happy hunting. So anyway, next time we'll do it that way, because I am having fun. It's kind of fun just tickling the ivories and, you know, playing some Story Wars.
In third place with 5 points, Drew Montana. In second place with 6 points, Louis J. Gomez.
All right. Big J takes the lead.
And in the lead with 8 points, Pete Lee.
Wow.
Oh, Pete Lee. Okay. All right, Pete.
Pete Lee in first place.
Pete, I know.
Okay, he's about to do a reading of the description, so we will get back to that momentarily. I'm going to put on a little more music. Yeah, we'll go ahead and bring this here. Gotta get some... You know what? This is fine. This will do. It's got a little reggae-ish vibe to it. And now, a reading from Corey Feldman's autobiography, Coreyography. Get to the page. My bookmark, because I got it like that, bro. Okay. Previously on Coreyography, he was talking about how he would cope with his mom's high highs and low lows. And he says, so, sometimes, I just zipped myself in the giant gray suitcase, warm and dank, smelling of sweat and leather and the sea. In those early days in the Chatsworth house, I learned to entertain myself. Next paragraph. You were supposed to be a blonde, end quote. My mother is alternately scrubbing my scalp with her fingers and shoving my face under the faucet of a bathroom sink. The peroxide burns, and the smell is making me nauseous, but apparently I was supposed to have been blonde-haired, blue-eyed child. Instead, she got stuck with me. With my head still wedged under the faucet, water rushing into my nose and mouth, she pauses long enough to wipe the sweat from her forehead with the back of her hand. This is who you were supposed to be, she keeps telling me, though it's difficult to make out what she's saying with so much water in my ears. The McDonald's commercial has energized her, and she is full of ideas, plans, and strategies, besides just changing my hair color to help me with my new career. For example, if I can learn a repertoire of folky songs like Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head and Jim Croce's Junk Food Junkie, I will almost certainly book more jobs. You're going to sing a song and they're going to go, "Isn't he cute?" she tells me, before locking me in my room with Mindy's record player and instructions not to come out until I have learned every word. Learning the words, however, is not the hard part. I have no trouble memorizing dialogue, even though I am only 4. The problem is, I can't carry a tune to save my life. My voice squeaks and strains. I can't match the notes that I hear in the recordings. When I emerge from my room to perform for her approval, she sighs. You're not much of a singer, are you? It's clear that she enjoys making fun of me. It's obvious that she finds pleasure in making me feel inadequate. She points her finger toward the narrow hallway and sends me back to practice more. However long it takes, she says, until I get it right. I can't get it right, but I quickly learn how to stick my hands in the pockets of my Oshkosh overalls at the end of an audition, don a sort of aw shucks pose and say, "Hey, do you mind if I sing a song for you?" Then I belt out some horrifically off-key, awkward version of Put on a Happy Face for a panel of casting directors. It works like gangbusters. I shoot ads for Apple Jacks, Colgate, Hawaiian Punch, Pan Am, Dole Pineapple, and Weiler's Grape Drink Mix, one right after the other. By the age of 10, I will have filmed more than 100. We're going to call it there for now. And we will start next week at Mindy and I. This has been a reading of Corey Feldman's autobiography, Coreyography. Now let's get back to some Story Wars, shall we? We'll do one, maybe two more stories, and then I'm going to do a little musical performance for you. So be stoked.
You can already smell the ink on Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, where Harvey introduces the idea of sports fish versus keepers, explaining how men separate women they casually enjoy from women they see as long-term partners. He also unpacks what he calls the mindset of a man, arguing that until a man feels stable in who he is and what he earns, he may hesitate to fully commit.
The wisdom of the great Steve Harvey.
I can't wait to learn how to think like a man.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude.
It was Pete Lee. Pete, I have fought 6 cops, Lee. Pete, I fought 6 cops and now they love me, Lee.
You start reading at page 75.
Yeah, he's already got to act like a lady down.
Look at how his hand is. It's like he's expecting.
We are 4 stories down. This is our halfway point of the show. We're going to do some quick plugs real quick. Zach Amico, what are you plugging, my friend?
Punchup.live/Zach Amico for all my tickets, and watch my show, Zach Amico's Morning Zoo and Midnight Spook Show. And thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Peter.
All right.
I'm going to have to check that out, by the way. The more I see Zach Amico, the more I'm enjoying him.
So go to petelee.net, because I couldn't get petelee.com. There's a British guy that's an asshole.
British Asian, right?
He's a British Asian.
Yeah.
Drew? I'll do a Jameson ginger ale.
Okay.
Come on, Canada.
What was the question?
Plugs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I like you.
No, check out Digital Bazooka, Durag, and the Deer Tag. And then I have some dates coming up on the road this spring and summer as well. I'm going to Raleigh, Cincinnati, Canada, Detroit, Janesville, Wisconsin. So
That's where I'm from.
fucking please. Yeah, I can't wait.
From Wisconsin. Across the pond from yours truly.
Please come to one of those shows. And yeah, thank you guys.
Big J.
Hell yeah, come see me all over the place, going straight through probably most of the year on the Greatest Yapper Alive tour. BigJComedy.com for tickets to all my shows. Of course, listen to the Faction Talk 103, Sirius XM 103 with me and Robert Kelly, The Bonfire, 5 days a week. And Legion of Skanks, the flagship show right over here at Guest Network. Follow me on YouTube too, Big J Okerson, where I'm doing live streams and whatnot.
Come see me live on the road. YoCreative.com presents the Rattle Me This tour. Coming to a city near you. In April, I got Detroit and St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. Lots of other dates. Go to my website, lewisofskanks.com. Sign up for my mailing list. Check out all the other pods that I do. The Regs, Legion of Skanks, Real Ass Podcast, all available on gasdigital.com. And if you love this show, you can get the uncensored ad-free version of the show right at Gas Digital. We premiere every Monday night before it goes to YouTube or anywhere else. You get a pre-release on every episode, plus a bunch of episodes that are no longer available anywhere else. GasDigital.com. Use the promo code WAR, and you save a couple bucks a month. Supports the show directly. And make sure you order my book right now, Knives and Spoons, available on Amazon. Go buy that book. The show's halfway done. It's actually a fairly close game right now. But Jay, you gotta let them know what's going on here because some of these people, they're new to the show.
The people that aren't new, you probably are unaware of this, but this is anybody's game because for the second half of Story Wars, we decide to go double points.
That's right, they double the points for the second half of the show. Game design-wise, pretty sound. It gives them ample time for the guests to like learn how the game is played before there are like true stakes. And it also just kind of changes it up. That way if someone's, way in the lead, like Zach currently has 2 points and Pete Lee has like 8. But when it comes to double points, that's like nothing. That's the difference between, one story, potentially.
It's a pretty simple concept. You guys have all played before, but if people don't know, before, if you fooled somebody, you got 1 point. If you guessed the correct person, you got 2 points. That now bumps up to double points.
Yeah, I'm having fun, man. I hope you guys are too. That's a little bit of a, variation from my usual form. This isn't a stand-up comedy special, but, Critical Leaks, we're still a young show. We're developing as we go, and I think Story Wars Companion's kind of a fun concept.
It's a big deal.
There's no better moment in podcasting than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is peak.
When a double points hits.
See, Pete, you haven't won before, but once you're a story warrior, you can trigger double points.
Wait, let's put it to the test. Double points.
Yo, that shit was whack, yo.
This crowd does not respect soul and valor.
Don't you dare.
I'm so happy about that response.
They will not accept soul and
Adam Ray got scarred doing that. He was on the show once and he like set it up in a big Adam Ray-esque way because, he's an avid performer. So he's like, oh, do you mean to tell me that if we get da-da-da-da-da, we get double points? And everyone booed him. Oh, that's good stuff. I like a show that boos Adam Ray. Yeah, Story Wars is up over 150K subscribers. Good for them.
valor, dude. It's real big to them.
Refuse. Second half of the show, ladies and gentlemen, story number 5.
Story number 5. I once faked a dramatic phone call where I got broken up with because a girl who I wanted to sleep with got dumped and I wanted to be the first one in line for her revenge fucking. It worked and now she's dead.
I once faked a dramatic phone call where I got broken up with because a girl I wanted to sleep with got dumped and I wanted to be first in line for her revenge fucking. So you had a girlfriend but didn't actually break up with her, I guess is the story. It worked and now she's dead. I guess that's lucky.
So I think it's Zach Amico and he crushed her to death.
It is weird that Zach hasn't had a story yet.
This feels
I
like
think everyone's had one now.
Zach or Lewis.
Wait, can we do a phone a friend to the morgue?
Pete's getting a little slouchy.
Yeah, I mean, Zach, how many women have you slept with that are now dead? Because there's been a few.
Should be all of them.
Yeah, every one of them that's alive survived by some miracle, they say.
Knock, knock, who's there? HIV.
I got 2 bodies on me.
Nice.
2. Okay.
Yeah, I got 2.
That's what you call them?
Yeah. I got 2 on me. This ain't me, though. I've been on my chick forever. If she saw this, she'd fucking kill me.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand the story, and whoever's story this is won't admit to it, but maybe the crowd can help. Somebody faked getting broken up with because a girl had just gotten broken up with, and they wanted to match that and be 2 recently broken up with people that fucked. Is that what's
I think that's what's happening.
happening?
Yes.
Okay.
This is
My bad, it was worded weird, dude.
It is worded strangely.
This is some manipulative, creepy
I had to reread the whole damn thing.
guy shit, so it could be any of us.
Yeah. Now that I understand it,
this is out of my wheelhouse.
I don't know. This could be Jay.
I also got Big J vibes, just because it's girl stuff. And Big J's a little bit of a horn dog.
Really?
Like I actually started where there wasn't really a story behind it, so I kind of abandoned the script. But somewhere in my drafts on Google Drive is a script about when Big J Okerson gets too horny, because he does, man. And he'll like once he's on one, he'll just kind of like keep ruminating. He's got Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull-esque vibes, kind of like the dirty old man thing.
Yeah, you're I don't know.
Say dirty old man, you fuck.
You're a creep with ladies, I'm sure.
No, I'm not. I'm not good at that. No.
Mine was better.
No. I'm not. I don't even have I don't have very good rap. It's always.
That's also the alarming part, is that he's not like a dirty old perv who's like accepted that about himself. He'll just get stuck on these things. Maybe now I have to do a script to show it.
And Lewis, I think, could attest to this. I've always been more where a girl's gonna be like, "Hey, I want to."
In fact, here's some proof for you right here.
Yeah, they go, "Oh yeah, great."
Yeah, and old Jay, if that
See, pretty crazy stuff.
was a 6-hour
That was for future Nate. You see.
drive away,
It could be
across the country he would go.
Yeah,
But he wasn't necessarily manipulative. That's more of a me thing.
yeah. Oh, I guess Lewis could, but I don't think this was you either.
No, I mean, I honestly don't know if I've ever slept with a girl that is now dead.
Lewis isn't a dramatic guy, though. Lewis is a, as they say, real-ass dude. And,
Yeah, Lewis is known for one thing, it's being calm on the phone.
no, but I think Zach's better at, like, faking stuff. I think you're a good actor. I respect your craft, and, this sounds like something you could have done.
You are a thespian.
I'm insulted
Yeah.
that nobody thinks this is me.
No.
Yeah, Drew's making a lot of sense right now. Because if nothing else, Zach just admitted that he has two bodies. And like, we've all lived a lot of life at this point, but I'm not even sure. I don't know, but like, I don't think it's as common as Zach is trying to make it seem.
Oh, Pete.
But then again, I'm not from the East Coast. I don't know.
Don't get hosed. No, I'm kidding.
I thought it could be Drew actually again, but I thought everyone that so far.
Could be.
Oh wait, no, I do at least.
But not.
I mean, this could be a young Zach. Zach's been.
Yeah.
I'm not. It could very well. It's not something I'm above.
That's a pretty gamey answer. I gotta stop knocking into that when I stretch.
Wait,
But it's one of me.
Zach's excuse for it not being him was my wife would be mad at this, and I've heard Zach tell way worse stories than this on podcasts.
Yeah, Zach.
Okay. The evidence is adding up, and also Zach hasn't been chosen yet. As much as I think Big J's horniness could lead to a story like this, it's also pretty crafty, and it's a fake breakup. And he said I'd never tell this or my wife would kill me, which accidentally implies that it's the same girl. I'm going with Zach Amico.
So, Zach admits to the worst.
And he hasn't refuted it in any potent way. He's just kind of been like, I'm not, a girl.
Things I've ever heard. This definitely could be Zach.
Yeah, girls that fuck Zach are most likely to do other things that will kill them early.
Yeah.
We have an early Zach.
It wasn't Zach. I don't blame you, Zach. It was the drugs after.
Zach.
I'm going Zach too.
Zach gave her sexually transmitted diabetes.
And then she didn't know. Before you know, her
STD.
foot fell off. She was blind.
Hey, she was my type too.
I messed it. He sounded like it was a banger. Let's go back.
I'm going Zach too.
Zach gave her sexually transmitted diabetes.
And then she didn't know. Before you know,
STD.
her foot fell off. She was blind.
STD, I see.
Hey, she was my type too.
Type 2, okay. Again, I like wordplay. That's clever.
It's Zach. He's not even denying it anymore. He's being funny.
Zach Zach's losing this game, but goddamn is he ahead on funny points.
Is he not crushing all of us?
You gotta get mad. You gotta get mad at him now. Oh, it's tainted. You have to get mad at him.
I can't get mad again.
You have to get mad again.
No, Lewis, we've seen it before, dude.
We know,
Snap
but
on him.
yeah. I mean, Drew knows without the speech.
Alex, all of our answers are right.
What happened?
I voted Zach, but not dead, just in a KO hole.
Story number 5 belongs to Zach Amico.
Cool. What's that put us at? We were at 6, I want to say, so it's 2 points times 2 is 10.
Zach, you know not to write your own name on the goddamn board.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I waited until you guys were all done.
No, Pete wasn't done yet.
Because he was writing a long sentence after my name.
Okay, still though.
It wasn't in the board. He could have changed it.
You know what they should do? This is a rule change I would support. Start taking a single point away. For people that like fuck around with the rules, you give them one warning. On or off camera, we don't care. You give them one warning. And then if they continue to disrespect the sanctity of Story Wars, you take a point away. Stick a head on a pike. Teach everyone the lesson. You're here to play the game, damn it.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Zach. There's one rule on this show.
That wasn't yelling.
I'm so sorry, Lewis.
Wait,
I apologize.
I didn't know that rule.
I think Lewis pulled his punch there because he knows Zach's a little bit of a sweetie, even though he dresses like a crazy person.
Tell the story, Zach. How did this girl die?
Probably drugs. I don't know.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, it was.
Arms of the angel.
And the track marks in them. Yeah, no, it was a chick that I was really into. I had a girl at the time, and then she was staying in the same house I was, and her boyfriend broke up with her that day. So I just walked around the house and made a fake phone call and started yelling. And I was like, you would not fucking believe what just happened. I just got dumped too. And then we slept together, fell out of touch, and she's dead now.
Nice. Where'd she die from?
It's a pretty slim. It's probably drugs or suicide in my wheelhouse.
Oh, you made a weird face like, let's
See,
not talk
we are
about
from similar
AIDS.
places.
I'd be in such better shape.
That's one of those things where, like, I've got a lot of people, beloved people from my past that have also are no longer with us due to those things. And it's one of the, like, when you grow up in a place like that, you think that that's how everyone's friends are. Like, oh, you also have a litany of dead people from your teen years and 20s, and they don't. So in that way, Zach Amico and I are pretty similar. And we're also wearing multiple XLs.
No, not if you're winning the battle, Vince.
I'm filling it out a little more.
Alex, where are points at?
In last place with 4 points, Zach Amico.
So we're at 10 points now. Because we were at 6, and then we guessed correctly. So we would get 2 points, but it's double points. So 4 equals 10. You gotta give it to the producers for scoring this out so quickly. I'm impressed.
In 4th place with 8 points, Big J Okerson.
Respectable.
In 3rd place with 9 points, Drew Montana. In 2nd place with 10 points, Luis J. Gomez. And in the lead with 12 points, Pete Lee.
A moment like this, some people wait a lifetime for moments like this. Some people wait. Dude, I'm drunk. I'm fucking.
Hold on. Dude, Pete, you're in the lead right now.
All right.
Hold it together.
Hold it together. All right, we're going to do one more story, and then I'm going to play us out with a nice song that I hope you all recognize.
Pete Lee rules, dude.
And, yeah, that'll be the show. We're getting toward the end here. Having a good time, too. It flies by.
Anybody have a...
Why did nobody tell me Pete Lee fucking rules?
Worst kept secret in comedy, bro.
I'm telling you, dude.
Worst kept secret in comedy.
Y'all should have told me about Pete Lee years ago. This guy fucking rocks.
Dude, I love you.
Drew Montana is correct about this.
Story number 6.
Story number 6. I was driving drunk and I sat through 3 green and red lights at an intersection.
Oof. I mean, right out of the gate, it's obviously throwing Pete vibes.
With a police car right behind me.
Woof.
When I finally went through the intersection, he pulled me over.
Okay.
Just then, a meth house burst into flames. I got out of the DUI, and the cop let me drive the rest of the way home.
I mean, this is screaming Pete Lee. Just in the, like, happy-go-lucky type of luck.
I mean, this couldn't be... This is Pete Lee, Mr. Magooing his way through a situation.
Exactly.
This sounds ethnic.
Drew Montana immediately places Pete's name down.
I mean,
I didn't even have to think
This
about
has
it.
Pete Lee all over it.
You sat through 3 green and red lights is the funniest thing ever. Bro, it takes like 7 minutes.
But also, to be white enough, the cop goes, I got bigger fish to fry. Drive home drunk the rest of the way. That is only one white man, Pete Lee, on this. The cops, I've had the cops pull me over for nothing and toss my car. I've never had that kind of treatment.
That's what I'm saying. I'm too much of a to get this ever. If I was,
Dude, I feel like cops have treated me as shitty as anyone has ever told me a cop has treated me.
they pull guns on me immediately. It's never been this.
It's the flat bills. He's not wearing one, but he's got some. I promise.
They're afraid.
He's a flat bill guy. You know what I mean? One of the flat bill whites.
Dude, I got people in high places.
Pete, who are you voting for?
Who am I voting for?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not Kamala.
It's not about a race, it's about our policies.
I'm drunk.
Between Pete and Drew would have had his friends in the car.
No, Zach, I promise you, if this was me, I would have been arrested immediately. I'm not. I've been arrested too many times to have this type of luck to sit through 3 green and red lights. That's so long. I can't even fathom how long that would be.
You just went home with an ounce of weed in the car.
Shit weed, dude.
Yeah.
Shitty weed.
Bro, it was Reggie.
I'm not.
True, and I guess he did just send all the stories at one time, like on the way to the show. So having some stories with adjacency kind of makes a lot of sense.
Even a drinker.
Zach,
Pete says he's not even really a drinker. Lol.
Zach, we're friends. I promise you this isn't me. And I know that does nothing in this game, but on our friendship, you'll respect me more after you find out. Not me. Lewis, we're also friends.
We are friends.
Not me.
Ah,
But
shit.
it could be you.
Fuck.
Not me.
He's never driven.
Vote for Pete, because I want Pete's in first right now. We need him to lose. We can't have him get any points. Come on. Everyone get on Pete.
Pete.
Pete, who are you voting for?
Pete.
It's Pete. Do it now.
Selling hard.
Yeah, that's another
think
thing.
Drew
Is
is selling
Pete's not even. He's not even trying to get to the bottom of whose story it might be.
Pretty hard right now.
It's like,
Pete, you know, we're playing the game. You got to write a name, not your own.
No, I know. I'm gonna write story.
I'm selling hard because I like
He's writing story. See, it's definitely Pete. Come on, bro, keep it together.
Pete, and I'm trying to help him out.
You guys, my friends came up. They have tablecloths.
No.
Pete's voting
no,
for
Pete,
Drew.
come on. No.
Why does Drew care if Pete's voting for him? That's kind of strange. This will be interesting.
You spelled it way off.
Doctor
Dr. You.
Spelled it like Bayou.
Dr. Yan?
Dr. You?
Dr. Yan.
Dr. Yam?
He spelled it dr.you.
I don't know where I'm at right now.
That happened quick. Are you drinking beer?
All right.
You got brain damage?
Hold on, let me.
I'm kidding.
Dude, if you get a crowd bump, that's crazy. Pete, we just met, but I won't allow you to get a crowd bump, brother.
Doing a lot of yapping.
What's a crowd bump?
And it's done.
Matter of fact,
see you later, Iowa Hawkeyes hat.
Oh, weird laugh guy has the bumps.
Pete's stories.
What the hell? How did I not know weird laugh guy did coke this whole time? That's crazy. Hey, you know when you
a bump, I see.
Find out one of your friends does coke and you're like, that guy? I don't even know weird laugh guy that well, but I'm like, bro, you do coke?
I've never done it in my life.
My vote
I bet Drew has his own show because he's really pulling a lot of focus here.
is for Pete. Fucking Lee.
Yeah. Shit, this could be a Drew fucking.
Oh, if this is Drew
Stop it.
cleaning
Promise.
house right now,
If it's Drew, then he's way up.
that would be crazy. Alex, all of our answers are in.
Story number 6 belongs to Pete Lee.
So we're going to see where the scores are left, and then I'm going to cliffhanger these. Go watch the show itself. I'm not always going to cut it off early, necessarily. It's just, tonight it feels right to do.
Pete, was this also in the past year?
No.
But stick around because we will be doing a musical performance at the end of this explanation.
This was in 2003.
At the end of the reading of the points, rather.
The same year my special came out. So I was with my boss at Martin Williams Advertising in Minneapolis, which I can say I'm drunk.
You had a special come out in 03?
Yeah.
You old, bro. That's crazy. I was in 3rd grade.
I mean, you right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I still think you're the man.
Word. We were coming over from our advertising company party, and Terry McEnroy was like, he's like, drive me home. And and I was 2 blocks away, and then I swear, like windows burst. It was like, and the cop goes, and he goes back to his cop car, and they had like an all units, and he goes, you're 2 blocks away from your house, just get home.
Wow.
So we're past the statute of limitations. I am very impressed that I said those words. I didn't plan to get drunk again.
Pete, let's keep drinking. I need one more. Come on.
All right, Alex, where are our points at? 6 stories down.
What do you do? Don't you need a smoke break?
Wait, guys, Young Gravy's about to leave. Can you follow me on Instagram before you leave, Young Gravy? Follow me on the gram. All right, nah, fuck.
He said most
Fuck.
likely.
Fuck. Are you not impressed, Young Gravy?
You're the only gravy brand that doesn't follow me.
Alex,
Gravy, follow me now or make an enemy forever. Your choice.
6 stories down. Where are our points at?
In last place with 8 points, Zach Amico.
We got another 4, so we're at 14.
Kiss me or lose me forever, Young Gravy.
Dude, he has Dukes of Hazzard hair. Holy shit. Dude, he could slide
Got
across.
beat. You're blackout drunk.
Young Gravy, I'm a fan, dude.
He's a handsome guy.
Let her do the points.
I'm a SoundCloud rapper, dude. Come on.
Tied for 3rd place with 12 points each, Big J Okerson and Pete Lee.
We're ahead of them.
How am I only tied with a guy that doesn't know he's here?
How the mighty have fallen.
Where am I?
In 2nd place with 13 points, Drew Montana. And in the lead with 14 points, Louis J. Gomez.
Oh! So, as the cliffhanger, we're tied with Lewis. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me finish this episode, and we'll go from there. But, for now, that is going to be the end of our Story Wars companion show. I've had a great time hanging out with you. I hope you've had a great time as well. Before we go, I have a quick question. And do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once. I said that I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, well, ain't no doubt about it. And sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. No, I said it all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up, and now I'm just paranoid. Am I just old? I went to a shrink to analyze my dreams. Oh, she says it's lack of sex that's bringing me down, down, down. So I went to a whore. He said my life's a bore. It's my antiquated nose that's bringing her down. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. It all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up, and now I'm just paranoid. Am I just old? Am I just old? Sometimes I give myself the creeps. Sometimes my mind plays tricks on me. Said it all keeps adding up. I think I'm cracking up, and now I'm just paranoid. Am I just stoned? Critical Leaks, thank you so much. I had a great time. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and all that. And don't forget, in the meantime, be nice.